Salute, salute, salute. Shout out to you guys. Uh, it looks like this is gonna be the type where I'm gonna open the lines at some point. I have a little bit of a side gig that just started, so once the panel comes over, I'm gonna pan over to the other screen and do some work while you guys chop it up. I hope you all are doing well. Today is the first stream that is being shared with the Nana Kweku Live channel. So if you haven't subscribed to that channel, please move over there. All our live streams are going there. It's not about the numbers. I want this one to be a clip channel and a long form channel. The reason I'm doing this is analytical. Okay, I don't want to get into the details of it, but I study the algorithm. I study how YouTube does things. It changes on the fly, and mixing live streams with an established long form content makes it difficult for your long form videos to do well. So I'm gonna start separating the two. It's best for my channel's growth. That's the way I have to do it. If I don't do it like that, I think I'm gonna get into a lot of trouble with growing the channel. Also, the guys that are doing the February challenge, I hope you're doing well. I'm doing it too. Leadership by example, as usual, like we say in corporate America, everything that I put out, I'll be part of it. And I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. So keep it up. We're almost there. If you've made it 1 week, week two might be a little bit difficult, especially for the guys that have some issues with alcohol. The alcohol part is always going to be the hardest part. Also, if you miss any component like the workout part of it, you can make it up. Okay, it still counts as good. You can make it up. That's not a big deal at all. So go ahead and do. Uh, how have I been this Black History Month? Yeah, my man. This guy wants to get me in trouble, man. A man wants to get me in trouble, bro. It's today the Super Bowl. I hear they got some Super Bowl stuff going on. But shout out to the brother, Javin Bernandez. Bernandez is a Hispanic name, so I don't know if I should call him Javin or Javin, but I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. As you all can see, I am subscribed to him. Do check him out. He's got some good videos. He's growing. I'm very happy for him. Literally doing the Lord's work. But he has become my go-to for FBA content. The reason that is salute to you, Breeze. Shout out to you, my G. Thanks a lot. The reason that he's become my go-to guy is I don't want my algorithm to feed me FBA content because I don't think those guys are intelligent enough. So I'd rather go to him for it because I'd rather want to see more of his content, more of Afro think tanks content. So that is why I do. It's like a reaction on a reaction, okay? But nonetheless, shout out to him, man. You guys can go over there, show him some love, let him know that I sent you. But I heard that ABC News did a segment on foundational Black Americans. When I first heard it, I was like, what? Like, what are we doing? What's going on? I wasn't jealous, but I knew something wasn't right. So I watched Javin's video, and then I was like, damn, something is definitely not adding up. And then I went to look at Afro Think Tank's video. And then I saw another video that said it's been taken down. And I said, I definitely have to look into this. So I went back and I did my investigations as usual, as you guys know. Certain things don't happen for a reason. So I'm going to see if I can find Javin's latest video on this. This was the first video. This one right here.
Who is included when you do reparations? That is the people who bear the cost. Those are descendants of American chattel slaves. Because it's not just about like experiencing racism. It's about who built the country and who has been kind of bottom casted. So there has to be some economic redistribution to American descendants of slavery.
Go play with Nate. Okay. Go play with Nate. Okay. Okay.
Peace, you know who this is. Family, today I got to do this video. As you saw in the clip, I hope you could get what I'm putting down by just seeing that clip. This doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything that ABC shouted out foundational Black American. It doesn't mean anything. Because as you saw in the clip I just played in the beginning, CNN literally did a whole segment about ADOS with Yvette Carnell herself. Where's ADOS now? In fact, ADOS got a whole segment, not a little blip, a whole ABC segment dedicated to them. Where's ADOS now? ADOS had a New York Times article written about them. ADOS was literally global. You could go to from Al Jazeera to what's the Turkish? I forgot the Turkish news site to a bunch of them had whole segments about ADOS. Sometimes they interviewed Yvette, sometimes they interviewed Tone, sometimes they interviewed other people, sometimes they just did a whole segment about it. Fox Soul, the list goes on. Where is ADOS now? In fact, who Charlemagne the God, when you had the Democrats running, Democratic nominees, I said you had Democrats running for the Democratic nominee for president. Charlemagne the God was asking them, what are y'all going to do for ADOS? What are y'all going to do for American descendants of slavery? These were bigger platforms that was pushing ADOS. Where's ADOS now? When the last time you heard Charlemagne the God say ADOS? When the last time you heard somebody refer to Black people as ADOS?
So yeah, he's talking about when I think Kamal was the guy that was at CNN. He used to do a lot of Black stories back then at CNN. So he would go into like Black neighborhoods, talk to Black people, like bring more Black issues to CNN. Sometimes when these names sound very good, like ADOS, American Descendant of Slaves, right? It sounds good. It does sound good. FBA, Foundational Black Americans, or Fulfilled by Amazon, right? Or Foundational Black Africans. When you use the word foundational, it's a very kind of positive leaning English word if you don't mean any malice. Okay, so these guys are they're not as dumb as we make them out to be. A lot of thinking goes into this. So people that are evil-minded people, when they plan out things, the Hitlers and all these idiots that we've lived throughout history, when they plan out things, they think through them, not at the highest level, but they do think through them a little bit, because these are like snake, what do you call them? Snake oil salespeople. So the idea here is money and anything that makes them money. So they will put in that work to give it a very good name or a very attractive name. Okay. But I figured I have to do this for people because they are still talking about this and they're going all over the place. So I had to do this for people to understand how the media works, okay, how mainstream media works, especially when it comes to things like this. So Tariq Nasheed wrote, shout out to ABC News for doing a segment highlighting foundational Black American contributions to history for Black History Month. Okay. So now, because this is Black History Month, ABC being, a Disney national broadcaster, they will occasionally open up. It's like a call. They call in academia we call it like a call to papers or call to submission, where you submit papers for them to pick out something that they can do segments on. So these are independent contributors. that ABC opens a portal for, and you can do it, and I can do it, and you can submit something. Some of it goes through some vetting, and then they will put it out there. Okay, so I did some research on this. ABC doesn't vet contributors the way you assume. So the way people assume that, oh, to appear on ABC, you have to be like a certain caliber. No, they don't necessarily vet. It depends, though. There are some caveats, and I'll read that to you. Big networks do not do deep ideological background checks on every freelancer or contributor unless the topic is national security or the person is already flagged internally. So somebody like a Tariq Nasheed may not be able to go there to submit a piece to ABC. That is why you don't see mainstream media address Tariq Nasheed. In the past, they would have, but nowadays they don't. Okay. Uh, so most segments, especially if it's culture, social trend, or community voice pieces, like somebody that is doing some community work in the Black community. That's how sometimes if you watch CNN or BBC, you'll find like in the cultural segment when they're talking about people's neighborhoods, they'll just like talk to a regular community organizer that nobody has heard of, but it's actually somebody deep in that community that they can get some knowledge of from, and they highlight people like that. Um, so uh, so yeah, most segment, especially culture, social trend, or community voice pieces are built fast. So the vetting of this is usually like a resume, prior clips of you, like stuff that you've put online, social media, which has become the new face of how a lot of media is segmented or how they collect contributions, or an editor signing off of it. Okay. So I didn't want this to be me shitting on Black people, but I was like, for this guy who who read or did the segment, obviously he was reading something. I think he's one of those journalists that wasn't aware of what is going on social media. Maybe he's just more mainstream journalism. So I wasn't gonna make this a Black thing by saying, these Black guys don't are intellectually lazy, which is usually my main talking point, right? I would say, oh, they're intellectually lazy, but I think this is just kind of an error on his part. Maybe he's not the type that is so aware of what is going on. And if the editor has approved the piece, you just have to read it, because he was reading it. They didn't use foundational in capital, they used foundational in small, making it look like foundational being the Blacks that were already here, right? Not necessarily, or a foundational piece of just Black Americans in general. That's what they were trying to say. They didn't mean it to mean that immigrants out, Caribbean people out, Africans out. That's not what it was. But here's the catch. So, how did ABC get this? I've explained to you this is freelancing. Everybody has access. It's like a bid. Whoever has a better piece, they will listen to you. I'm going to share a screen here to explain how this happens. So, it's Black History Month. It feels good. They're trying to get some good, positive Black stories to share with the nation. And they came across this woman. Her name is Teresa Almond Fanets. Okay. I'm going to play you something about this woman. I'm going to share it to you. See, if you give Black folks an opportunity, they screw it up and then they'll come back and they will complain. ABC gave you a prime opportunity to present Black America to the rest of the world. And what did they do with it? They fumbled the bag. Okay, they fumbled the bag. You think ABC would ever do this again? Absolutely not. Let me show you who this woman is. Teresa Almond Fanens. Okay, she's a creator of foundational Black American word search puzzles. So she has an Amazon account. She does KDP business. She writes things, as you can see, her links to her Amazon, and she writes books based on the learnings of Tariq Nasheed. That's who this woman is. But ABC didn't know that. They looked at her as a writer or somebody that creates things about Black history. Here are some of her videos that, let's just hear a few of them.
Our lineage and our contributions of foundational Black Americans. To find out more, click the link below. And remember, each one.
So just like all of them, grifters, they
Welcome
want
to
to make money on the internet.
FBA Learn on Code. I'm Teresa.
Okay, so this is the woman, Teresa Almond. ABC News didn't know who she was. They thought she was writing books about the history of Black people, using the word foundational not to mean a set of the Tariq Nasheed group. So she submitted this to ABC to do a segment because it's Black History Month. An ABC editor approved it, and then she took a shot. Some of these things are typically done in coordination with people like Tariq Nasheed. That's why they were able to, they knew they were going to do this. Okay, so they sent an innocent woman that nobody knows, nobody really knows her, but she looks from, when you're looking at her for the first time, she comes across as an older woman, senior citizen that knows the real true history, Galaguchi, the old Black American history, and is doing work in the community. That is the image she presents. But under code, she has the Tariq Nasheed talking points, which is completely different from what mainstream Black America is. This is what ABC omitted.
Teresa Almond, the creator of foundational Black American word search puzzles. These puzzles are designed to springboard you into learning about the hidden, omitted, and altered knowledge about our lineage and our contributions of foundational Black Americans. To find out more, click the link below. And remember, each one.
So yeah, it's all money grab. We'll get a few more videos from her. Let me see if I can get a video tab. We can see her reels and the videos, give you an idea who this person is.
It's important for us to know who we are because we have fought in every war. We have created culture. We built the cities. We cleared the lands. We built the buildings. If we could be erased as some nebulous lost group of Africans, then we would be erased. It would be as if we don't even exist, but we do. There are over 40 million of us, foundational Black Americans, and it's really important that we know.
You see, there are 40 million of us foundational Black Americans. So she is using foundational Black American as a general term for all Black Americans. So if you're ABC News and you're vetting this, you're thinking, okay, here's an older woman. Look at the background. It's an image thing, fellas. I've studied this thing for many years. I know what I'm telling you, man. This is an image thing. If I present, if Tariq goes there, they won't listen to him. But if I present you an older woman that looks like a historian, has a background with a bookshelf with some history books, has written books on puzzles, which is not really a book. The puzzles are usually done with AI. So it doesn't, I have a KDP business. I sell books on Amazon. Okay. There was a time that KDP was very profitable. People were making $50,000, $60,000 on KDP selling handwriting books and puzzles. So puzzles are one of the best, used to be one of the best selling pieces on KDP, and they were very easy to make because you can make them with AI. So people were just mass printing all these puzzles to make a lot of money on Amazon KDP because people would buy it in the summer for their kids, older or senior citizens will use it. And it kind of faded out a little bit. If you look at KDP analytics, a lot of that has faded out. That low quality KDP books are no longer the case for KDP. So this woman fits the profile of an older person who is a scammer that has figured out how to make money on the internet, projecting an intelligent persona that doesn't really exist. All she does, you see, she's opening a book that looks like she's doing some math, some calculus there, but that's not really her mind, and her focus is not there. Her mind and her focus is on the camera that she's looking at. The level of grift in Black America really worries me because they're doing this on a community that is not financially doing well as compared to their peers. So these guys that are presenting a point of view that make it look like they want to help their populations, but they're not really doing that. It really worries me because it's only going to make their problems worse. And people are like, why are you worried? It's not your community. Well, it fuels more hate towards my people. When a lot of guys are unemployed, have nothing, they got nothing going on, there's a very high potential that they become very hateful people. So this is what ABC saw, right?
We know who we are and that we're not lost. We are Americans. We are from America. Our ancestors go back to 1600s, if not before. And that
Yep, isn't that the Tariq Nasheed thing? Exactly, Tariq Nasheed, same talking points. Okay, well, let's try and find a little bit more. The only difference between her and the rest is because she's a senior citizen and she's trying to make it look more academic. She's not showing Tariq Nasheed. She's repeating Tariq Nasheed's talking points, but she's not showing Tariq Nasheed. And she's also not using tethers and the things, she's removing the hate speech. So if you're ABC and you're vetting this, it's very easy to pass the smell test. And this is exactly what happened.
before the modern day toilet, the can, the pot, the throne, the john, whatever you call it, going to the bathroom used to be messy, uncomfortable, it smelled bad, and it could also spread disease. All that began to change because the foundational Black American invented the modern indoor toilet, and his name was Thomas Elkins. The impact of foundational Black Americans is all around us. Follow and share this with someone you love. Before the
You see, so when you listen to things like this, it comes across like, okay, this is a historian. She's presenting something that is very positive, and ABC will skip something like this,
When pens used to be feathers, called quills, they had to be dipped into ink. But eventually, a foundational Black American inventor invented the reservoir so that the ink could be stored on top of the writing point. And his name was William B. Purvis. The presence of foundational Black American inventors is all around us. Follow for more. When pens used to be feathers, called quills, they had to be dipped into ink. But eventually, a foundational Black American inventor invented the reservoir so that the ink could be stored on top of the writing point. And his name was William B. Purvis. The presence of foundational Black American inventors is all around us. Follow for more.
So yeah, you can see. So this is the image that was presented. She then used this as a gateway to get to be a freelancer to write about Black American history. And whenever they gave these Blacks an opportunity, they shoved this in there. And then they come around and wonder why people don't take them seriously. You got a full national platform to present Black history to the rest of America and even overseas, for people that don't know the beautiful history of the Black people of America. This idiot would, just like everything they do, money, money, money is just about them. She goes around, squeezes in foundational, makes it mainstream, and just the moment it happened, all of them knew about it. How they found out so fast, I don't know. But they went in there and they were just rubbing it in. Fellas, it did not last. We're gonna get back to our homeboy here, and he's gonna show you. Where is Javin? Javin has another video. Oh, damn, did I lose him? Come on. I got all this O'Shea shit open up on my computer that I don't want to delete. I'm holding on to it because is it same spot? Maybe here. Javin here? Somewhere here? Come on, where are you? Where are you, brother? Where are you? Subs. Where are you, brother? Come on, come on, come on, come on. There you go. Okay, we're back on again. If you're not subscribed to the brother, go ahead and check him out. He makes some good videos. And voila.
Jesus on the main line, tell him what you want. Oh, Jesus on the main line, tell him what you want. Jesus on the main line, tell him what you want. Call him.
A traveling speducator. All right, man. Shoot me an email. I've done that for some schools in Cartagena before as well. Good spot, buddy. Good spot. Let me know. Send me an email.
Call him up and tell him what you want. If you want salvation, tell him what you want. Oh, if you want salvation, tell him what you want. If you want salvation, tell him what you want. Call him up and tell him what you want. Oh, call him up, tell him what you want. Oh, call him up.
Peace, you know who this is. Family, first and foremost, I would like to thank my subscribers for the comments. See, I do my best to read as many comments as I can and I comment back. And your comments keep me going. They give me new ideas to make videos and everything. Because I was looking at the comments this morning and I saw somebody comment to me and said, hey, the segment was really, because I said in my last video about this that the segment was like 2 minutes or something, 2-3 minutes. They said, no, the segment was like, the full segment was 4 or 5 minutes. So I went to go look for it. And then I saw another comment talking about the segment is gone. ABC took it down. I'm talking about they said they couldn't find the segment. And then somebody commented to them saying that's because ABC took it down. So I said,
So if you look at this is before ABC took it down. Look at how this is how it was put up, right? On ABC News Go. It says the author was Teresa Armon. Okay, this is the same woman that we just reviewed. So that's exactly what happened. She reached out to ABC because it's Black History Month. She presented a profile to make it look like she's a Black historian. They looked at some of her clips. They took her seriously. The foundational here is lowercase because they were talking about Black Americans generally. On the ABC editorial side of this, it was just presented to them as Black Americans. They use foundational in this case as an adjective. Okay, they used it as an adjective. Okay, this is English here. You guys are English is your language, right? So I hope you understand this. This is just very basic English. It was used as an adjective to qualify Black Americans. It was not referring to the Tariq Nasheed cult. But Teresa Almond, who is a student of Tariq Nasheed that has been making money off of Tariq Nasheed with her old rusty ass, took this opportunity and she squeezed one in. And then when maybe ABC started getting a little bit of backlash, within hours, they took that video down. And I was looking at the legalities of this. Do we have a legitimate case against ABC? Should we look at this from the potential of suing or demanding a public apology from ABC? I think that is something that I'll be working on in this upcoming week because I did a little bit of legal research on this, and we could get ABC to literally issue a statement. We're not gonna try and get money from them. We're just gonna try and put them in a corner to where they have to issue a statement on this. Okay, because see, we're fighting evil. We got to do something to completely, just like ADOS, just to completely put them out of business. Because this is all a business. It's money for them. They're just trying to grift and lie to people. But in the process, you have to add some rage and some hatred to it so that you pump people up. And this is why a lot of people are leaning towards them. But I really strongly believe that as a collective, we're more intelligent than these people. Right? I strongly believe that. This is why I'm not talking about Black Americans generally. I'm talking about Tariq's people. Okay, just so we make that distinction clear.
So I say, oh, I really got to go look this up now. As you can see on your screen, this is right here. When you type it into Google, ABC Foundational Black American, this is what comes up. And then when you click through the link, this is what comes up. As you can see right here, it can't be found. So it's like, maybe that's the issue. Maybe you got to go to ABC and go to like their YouTube channel or something like that. So I try to find a direct link to their YouTube video. This is what comes up.
Private.
Can't be found. The video's on private. Then I said, let me just go directly to the ABC website and type it in a search bar. This is what comes up. Nothing. As you can see, I changed all the filters. This is what comes up. They took the video down. They put it on private. Like I said was going to happen. I'm pretty sure I said that it was going to happen in the last video. That's why I said, people.
So yeah, ask yourself this: why did they take it down? Because they realized that they made an editorial mistake. That they trusted this older woman. You know, it's very easy to trust older senior citizens. They trusted this older woman as an expert that had some foundational knowledge on her people. And because it's Black History Month, they opened up a possibility for her to present some of the amazing things that Black people did in the past. Like she was saying, invented a toilet, whatever it is, even if that is true. I don't believe it's true, but if that is true, I'll give it to them. All right. This is why ABC gave, and all news outlets would do that, especially at the local level. They would do it. You know, it's Black History Month. This is when they're supposed to showcase Black craft, Black work, Black achievements. The goal is to make Black more mainstream and acceptable and tolerable all month. Okay, it's a positive thing. But when they gave them an opportunity to present that positivity to the rest of the world, what did they do with it? They brought in their bullshit. This is why people don't take you seriously. It's not the immigrants' fault. I've said this before, you have to give me something to respect. And as long as y'all keep doing shit like this, you're not gonna get any respect, not just from me, but from the wider diaspora. You're not gonna get it, man. Because we come here to be doctors, lawyers, engineers. We are in meetings at the highest level. Okay, really, I'm not saying this to brag. I say this more seriously. Like, we come here to conquer at the highest level. We are in big ass meetings. Like, I run a whole team out of the Philippines. There's 11 people that answer to me. So I have to present a certain personality that is respected, because people look up to me. If I'm given an opportunity to go to ABC, I'm not going to just blow it like that. You know, even if I'm doing it on behalf of Ghanaians, I'm not going to blow it like that. You got an opportunity to go on ABC News and you did shit with it because you thought you were going to be able to squeeze it in and nobody was going to find out. You know, and if you hear the name author Theresa Almond, she doesn't write shit. She writes puzzles, guys. Again, I have a KDP business. It's one of the things that I do. It's one of my hustles. I have a KDP business. I've had it for years. You know, and I think I'm going to be publishing 3 books this year on KDP. Don't worry, I won't tell you about these books on YouTube. You don't have to go buy my shit, okay? That's not what I do here. I understand the KDP business. Anyone that is watching me can start KDP. If you want me to do a whole lesson on KDP, I'll teach you how to publish books on KDP. I'll actually even teach you how to do it with AI. If you've never read a book or written a book, you can write a book, okay? And now, I don't encourage that, you know, because being an author should be something that you love to do, which means that you want to take the time to write, you know, like what I did when I went to grad school, where I wrote my own thesis, right? Like, because there's a better feeling if the outcome is better, right? Like when the outcome is what you want, it feels a certain type of way. If you author a book that you actually researched and wrote, pen or typed out, word for word, It feels good. You could probably use AI to read the script to help you correct things grammatically, right? Which is something that I do. Like after I've written stuff, I can put it in to get my commas and my footsteps and my things all put in order and well structured. That is still doesn't affect you artistically. That's okay. Like, you got to use it to your advantage. It helps you save on time so that you don't have to go over each line and read every line. You can do that yourself. That's fine. But these are people that are writing puzzles, and you present to ABC that you're an author and you're older and you talk about Black inventions. ABC would think that you got something to offer. This is why she got in and she blew it. And this is why ABC took it down. Okay. And now they're scrabbling for answers because these idiots don't even understand how the media works. This is why I said the best thing that you can do for yourself is to read. I say this all the time. The best thing you can do for yourself is to read, even if it's boring. Please, please read. You should also learn how to research. I'm not saying research at an academic level like I did many years ago. That's not what I'm asking you to do. But investigative research is very simple. For me, what I did is I saw the author, then I went and looked for who the author is and what she's written in the past. And that's how I came across her Facebook page. And I realized that she didn't have an extensive publication history. So she shouldn't even be called an author. This was just a mistake by ABC. Rightly, a costly one. This is why they took it down so fast. But these low IQ Blacks don't understand what actually happened. The Tariq and the Tariq guys just saw it. Tim Black, Tariq, all these idiots. I hate what the internet has done to regular people. I really do. Because the guys that got on fast enough were not intellectuals. They were very lazy people. These are very lazy people. Okay. Like guys that can't wake up in the morning to go to work. They got on early. They built an audience earlier. And they built trust while taking people's money. And these are the guys that come back on YouTube because YouTube is a baked-in algorithm. Once you get your subscriber count to a certain level, your money is going to always be constant as long as you stay consistent. So these guys are going to milk YouTube for the rest of their life. They're not going anywhere. It's up to you. You are the one that should go somewhere. Because if you stay listening to shit like this, you're never going to grow individually as a person. This is also why I give you all these tools for free. I come on here and I give you all these tools for free. You gotta read, man. I can't force you to do that. I can't teach you to do that. You have to train your brain to do it. So you got to start one book at a time, and even best, start smaller books at a time because you can get through smaller books faster. Like I get to 300 pages of a book usually in a day and a half or two. I'm done with it, right? For some people it'll take them longer, but it takes practice. Eventually you're going to get there, right? So this is why I encourage my audience to read and also to do very basic investigative research, because this was very easy for me to break down. I figured out how ABC collects information for their segments and the kind of vetting they do. Then I looked up who this person was and I looked at her publication history for what she's written, which is nothing, just puzzles that she creates with AI. And I understood the mistake ABC made, which ABC then goes back and corrects it. Because if you don't correct it, then you're going to open a whole can of worms and a whole lot of problems. This is very embarrassing. If you're Tariq Nasheed, if you're a Black Alpha Network or whatever, the other guy, whatever their names are, this is very embarrassing. But they're not embarrassed because, again, they're not intelligent people. So they don't see how, if this was me, I would be so embarrassed I wouldn't even make a video on YouTube because it will expose my ignorance. The one thing that I'm very protective of, like I don't want to be ignorant of anything. I've worked so hard not to be called that. So if I see anything that I've done, it's one thing if it's just a little error that I can take back and correct and apologize for, human error, it's fine. But this is so low that I would be so embarrassed to kind of face a camera and tell my audience that I made a video reacting in support of this shit. You know what I'm saying? It'd be so embarrassing.
People, told people, don't panic. It's no big deal. Just like I said before, I said when Charlemagne the God was running around saying ADOS, ADOS, people was panicking. I said, no, don't panic. I said, somebody's going to talk to him and he's going to not say ADOS anymore. And sure enough, that happened. When Ryan Coogler was saying FBA, FBA, I said, don't panic. I said, I'm pretty sure somebody's going to talk to him and he's not going to say FBA anymore. He's not saying FBA anymore. Same thing. I said when ADOS was in the New York Times, they was on CNN. I said, trust me, these people have not done their due diligence. But trust me, somebody's going to do their due diligence or somebody's going to speak to people and then that's going to be the end of that. And I was right. The FBA segment is down. ADOS, FBA goofballs, how you feel? See, you were trying to use the fact that ABC did this segment as a form of vindication. That FBA has arrived. Well, they just took it down. So does that mean that FBA is now shut down? That means it's on the decline because y'all tried to use the fact that y'all was on ABC as, again, saying that y'all had ascended. That no one can call y'all just a group. Nobody can claim y'all just on the internet now. Well, ABC has taken y'all down. So y'all back to just being on the internet. So is it okay to keep calling y'all a group now? Is it okay? I want to know this. Inquiring minds want to know. It's so funny. I told y'all. I said, because I got people always commenting on my videos, saying, why you do this? You hardly get any views. Nobody be donating to you. You're not making any impact. And
That's the thing. They like, that they're doing the same. It's the same tactics they use. They've used that on me before. When I started doing this, they're like, "Oh, why are you doing this? You get no views. Nobody cares. Nobody cares." And then they'll go like, "Oh, you need YouTube money." Oh. It's like they try everything and it doesn't stick. Like, I don't need this shit, bro. And I don't need to keep explaining it to you that I don't need this shit. I'm vying for the same level of influence that you've had. Only that you did shit with yours. I'm trying to do something more positive with mine. And I'm gonna call out the bullshit in the process. And that is what irks you. I'm like, why are you on my channel if you don't like the content? There's a guy in my comment section, I think yesterday. I was like, oh, what happened to this? What happened to this? It's like, but then why are you watching? So that means you were there 2 months ago. You're watching it 2 months ago. You're still watching it. You're watching it because there is something truthful about it. You're stubborn. You have a stubborn head that you don't want to change your ways. So you come in and you get a little bit of advice. But because you're so stubborn, you don't want to change your ways. That's all this is, right? It doesn't mean what I'm saying is not true. You're just failing to admit that it's true and you're failing to make the changes that will help you long term. That's why you're listening. You're not just listening, because of my beautiful African accent. That's not why you're here. You're here because you realize that for the first time, there is something on the internet that is not about your money and it's definitely not about your fucking views, okay? And you don't know what to do with it because over the years, all the other guys that did this took your money and left you in your, left you with nothing, really. They took your money and there was no improvement. You guys have been doing red pill for 10 years and there's no wife. Okay. And the women have definitely not changed. If not, if anything, they've gotten worse. Right. So anyway, but that is from Javin. We're not going to play his entire video. Got to respect a creator's time and their money. And I don't want to do that to him. But this is what we got. I'm going to cut to one of my favorites here. Ringo. Salute to Ringo. I was on Ringo Live yesterday. The man's been putting in a lot of work. I didn't think Ringo would talk about this topic. I really didn't. Like, I'm getting to know him and his content. I kind of got to know his channel when he talked about MTR, and we tend to agree on that stuff that he talked about during the Floyd issue, because MTR used to big up Floyd. And when the Floyd shit happened, he took off for a whole for a whole week, and he still hasn't addressed the Floyd issue. And I was like, there's a pattern with these kind of men, O'Shea Duke Jackson, MTR, the Negro Manosphere guys. They are all very feminine men. They are very soft men. They are usually not very confident men, and they run away from. They are typically the type of men that run away from responsibility. They don't want to take the next leap of a man. They are scared of women. They're scared of marriage. They're scared to raise children. They are scared to be responsible for shit. Okay, they are only loud on the internet, and they know how to steal people's money. That's all. These are scammers. That's all it is. But I was on Ringo Life, and I didn't think that Ringo would touch this subject. I was quite surprised he did. So I was like, oh, I gotta tune in. I gotta listen to what this brother has to say. It's a 2-hour live stream. We're not gonna go through the whole thing. I'm gonna try to see if I can pick up. I should have keyed this, but I'm gonna see if I can pick out maybe a good 4 or 5 minutes of this. Shout out to him for actually doing this. And he opened it up for people that disagree to say stuff. And a lot of them were very quiet because they know they're idiots. They know it. They're not, they know it, man.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It says that the foundational Black American movement originated in the late 2010s to early 2020.
Yeah, you're talking about a lineage that starts in 2010, really? That's what we're doing? You are neglecting all the work of the Malcolm X's, Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, hate him or love him, the Reverend Al Sharpton, right? Jesse Jackson. There's a lot of guys, even if I disagree with them, there's a lot of guys that literally did the work. Like people that stepped outside their houses and walked and marched and literally put their lives on the line. Okay. And then you got this new group that sits on the internet and steals money from their communities, spew a bunch of hate, and do nothing else with their lives. They fit the stereotype that we're trying to move away from. Most of the times, and I'll speak on Corey Holcomb here in a bit, most of the times they're deadbeat dads. They're not in their children's lives. They're living the same stereotypes. Some of them have mug shots. The same shit that we're trying to clean up collectively as Black people. I don't care if you're an American one or a Caribbean one. But it's overwhelming stereotype that a lot of us are working so hard to fucking clean up. Yet, those are the guys that you've given a voice to. It's like a group that has accepted that the worst of them will lead them. Like I said, Corey Holcomb is a good comedian. But why would you get life advice from somebody that is a serial failure at anything but comedy? And even in comedy, I don't think he's maximized his potential. And now you're starting to see it break down. It's like, well, we've been telling you this things for years. It's just when you're seeing it, he goes after somebody's daughter. And I saw grown Black American men with 200,000 subscribers sit on the internet and defend that shit. You see how dumb these fools are? And I am supposed to respect you. And they've started a new tactic. I've been observing them, okay? They are starting to separate Black Africans and Caribbeans that live in the US from Africans that live on the continent. You know what the difference is? We're the same people. The difference is that we live here so we know your bullshit. And you know that we know your bullshit. So that worries you. Because you can't do that shit with us. We know it. We see it. We may not live in your communities, but we see it. We have news. We watch every shit. We know how you think. We know how you do things. And I brought it to Ringo's attention. I said, when's the last time you saw a Black construction crew? A whole crew that is Black people? Never. Never. On the East Coast, you would, but it's usually Caribbean people. Guyanese, Trinidadians, Jamaicans. These guys can't do shit with their hands anymore. No lumber, no plumbing, nothing, none of that shit. But they're very strong when it comes to voices and opinions. And they are quote unquote versions and projections of masculinity. But they don't want to do shit with their hands. They don't want to be plumbers. Heck, they don't even want to be truck drivers anymore. A job that really sit on your ass and drive cross country, they don't even want to do that shit no more. Yet, we have to succumb to their talking points that they built everything. Okay, well, we give it to you. You built it. Now what? Where is the built talent? Where did it all go? That is an indication that, that is an admission that you're very different from the 60s blacks and the 70s blacks, because they didn't talk much. They did shit. Martin Luther King was not talking like that. He was doing shit. So you got to stop moving away from this version of being talkatives, loudmouths, to being workers again. Start getting shit done. And when you get shit done, you don't need to go around telling people you built this shit. They will know. Have you ever heard white people say, we built this shit? No, they don't have to, because we know they did. Okay? We know they engineered it. The engineering part of a build is the most complicated part. Okay? If it's just the labor, you're gonna see the best bridges in Africa, and we don't have them. We got the labor, we have the most youthful population in all of the globe. So we definitely have some strong black men, but they don't know how to build shit because they are not good engineers, at least not yet. So yeah, you can say it in your own groups and make you feel good about it. You're never gonna convince me, because I see this shit every day. I see the Mexicans build shit. I don't see you build shit. So until you show me, you're not gonna bully me into acceptance, because I'm never gonna accept it. And if it makes you feel some type of way, get the fuck out of my page, bro. I don't need your shit. Speaking of not needing your shit, we are going to discontinue super chats March 1st. Okay, there will be no super chats in any of my YouTube platforms. There will be no programs that put money out of your pocket into my pocket. I don't want it. Watch the videos, share the videos, let the advertisers pay me for doing content. I don't want your money. All right.
So this is a movement that is brand new. It's not something that's been going on since the beginning of time. It's something a man put together. And it says that it began in this particular era as an online-driven, lineage-based identity movement designating Black Americans as descendants from U.S. chattel slavery, from immigrants and other Black people. Now, once you put all of this into focus, we have a movement that was man-made. There's always somebody that stands to benefit from this. It is said that coined to tighten the definitions previously used by activists like Dr. Claude Anderson. It emphasizes reparations, political independence, and a unique pre-1965 ancestry. When I look at all of this stuff, right, it's just another form of brainwashing, because Black Americans have been in the church. The Christian pastor's been pimping all of you. The Black Hebrew Israelites are pimping you. ADOS been pimping you. The pro-blacks, Tariq Nasheed been lying to you. Dr. Umar Johnson, another pimp. Everybody been getting rich off of Black people with all of these movements. And now the popular one now is FBA. Everybody's calling themselves FBA. But you're all broke. All struggling. Still don't know who you are. but somebody's gaining. Somebody's making money. There's always money to be made when there's a movement. In the black community, FBAs, if you want to call it that, are selling drugs, committing crimes. They're beating their women. It's really, really bad. But on social media,
I think it's gotten worse too, because like I monitor this, and as you guys know, I don't do negative stories. I don't want to do that, right? Because then it affects the good guys too, and I don't want to shit on people. But that's not to say that I don't recognize the problems. I do. I see it. I watch the news. I hear the stories. There's certain parts of town that I wouldn't go to. But what is the benefit of me just amplifying that and not being able to solve that? If I can't provide a solution, then what is the point of me talking about it? This is why I moved away from talking about these things. Yeah, it was gonna make my people feel good because I looked at this as war. So I was like, okay, if I amplify their crimes, then I'm destroying their image and I'm separating my guys from that. Then I kind of took it back. I said, that's still not good because I'm using negativity in order to prop up my people. But in a large realm of things, we are all black people. And that's not good, especially if you have some of the other side in your column that just doesn't feel just. It's not fair. So I moved away from that. I kind of target my talking points to the influencers, the guys that have a mouthpiece, the people that have YouTube, Rumble, whatever the fuck they have, that are pushing the negative behavior on the younger people or on the masses. And I think that has become very effective because what that does is it separates regular folks from the idiots. But that's not to say that like all this money these guys have raised, except for the stupid museum that he built that looks like a chicken coop. Why are they not channeling these energies into these young boys that are committing all these crimes, making cities pretty much unlivable? It's not a lie. I mean, where do you live? Pick any zip code, any city of your choice, and watch the local news for a week. I think these numbers have gone up. The crime stats have gone down. No, they've not. They've not. Not in any city in the US, it's not. It's actually gotten worse. You know why? Because the economy has gotten a little bit tougher. So every time there's a little bit of an economic crunch, these crime numbers gonna go up. It only goes down in areas with high incarceration because they've locked up a lot of these motherfuckers. That's why it's gone down. It's not gone down because all of a sudden they stop committing crimes. The red states tend to have lower crime because they lock their asses up forever for nothing. And we can have an argument about whether it's just or not just, and how the methodology of how this shit is done, but crime's not gone down. It's not gonna go down when the effort is shit like this. The way you work out of this is to start mass education. I've always said that. Kwame Nkrumah did it for Ghana. If my first president didn't start that policy in Ghana, I won't have a degree. I won't be able to go to foreign language schools and learn foreign languages, and I won't have a master's degree. It started from one man in 1957 that put out a policy to mass educate Ghanaians and corrected what would have been a sub-40s literacy rate to 70% and up, and it's actually going up and up and up, with some at the more elite and top tier level. I have friends in my classroom that went to MIT. I went to MIT's IDSS, not the whole university, but I went to IDSS to do a Python program in a machine learning course. And I excelled at it. I did very good at it. It's only one term, but I did very good at it with my Ghanaian education. So the solution is mass education. There's got to be, it's not government handouts, not that bullshit. Don't take none of that shit. Mass education. The best thing you can do for your children is to put them in good schools. That's why I pay for private school. You think I enjoy paying those tuition? No, I don't. Private school tuition is higher than college tuition. People don't even know that shit. And unlike college, you don't have the American Opportunity Act, which is in your taxes, to write off your college expenses. You can write off for taking a child to private school. You cannot write that off. So it is an expense that has no tax benefits. It comes right out of my ass. But I know the benefits of doing that. So if you can't do this, I'm not saying all of you should go to private school, but I told you, rent an apartment in a good neighborhood so that your kids can go to good schools. Yeah, your rent will be maybe $500 more. That's better than paying for private school, but you're going to give your children a much better outcome, regardless of what your background is. Rent in a zip code that has good schools. If you don't know how to do that, go to greatschools.org and it'll give you a rank for all the schools within your zip code or the zip codes around you. Pick one that has an affordable apartment and move to those apartments when your lease expires so that your kids can go to good schools. That's the best thing that you can do for your children. Black people and minorities, Hispanics, we need to start moving into a system of mass education. It's the only way you break out of poverty. Mass education. And making it cool to learn science, technology, engineering, and math. Because I know that for a fact. I'm a math guy. I went to school for math and computer science. So I know exactly what I'm telling you. It's not that hard. It sounds hard, but it's not that hard. If I can do it, you can do it. Your children can do it. It's even much easier if you started earlier. This is why I sit on the internet and I talk about shit like this. I tell you exactly how to do it. Move to those neighborhoods. Forget this race bullshit. Move to those neighborhoods and give your children a chance so that they can go to the best schools, increase their learning and their aptitude, their interest in learning. I told you guys on my last stream, you got to go to the library. If you don't have a library card as an adult, shame on you, but I forgive you. Go and get the library card and start taking your children to the library to pick up books every 2 weeks. And make sure that they are reading these books and they are actually understanding these books and help them read. You could do that. Let's not get into this whole white supremacy bullshit. This is stuff that you can do to control the outcomes. I know it works. I know it works because I'm doing it. And that's what I had. Like I said, my first president in Ghana set up the foundation for a big cohort of Ghanaians to become engineers, doctors, and that is some of the guys that you're seeing here in the US in healthcare and in technology at NASA and all these other places. It didn't happen out of coincidence. It was a strategic plan, of course, based on policy, and also it built our self-esteem. This is why I can sit here in my accent comfortably and not panic and speak to a wide audience of people. You can do it too. That's all I'm saying. I'm not amplifying any negativity. I'm just giving you solutions. As quote unquote an academic, I am giving you solutions. Okay? And a pretty good mathematician at that. All I'm saying is you got to start moving the focus to mass education. If you don't do that and do it now, especially in the age of AI, it is the next 10 years is going to be a sorry sight. It's going to be crimes all over the damn place. It's going to be even more mass incarcerations all over the damn place. It will be no growth and no development. And the thing that drove the Tariq Nasheed bullshit, we're even going to see worse of that because there's going to be a big distinction. There already is, but there's going to be even a much bigger distinction between the Caribbeans and Africans and the native Black Americans. There won't even be a gray area. It'll be like night and day. If you don't believe me, let's watch what happens in the next 10 years. And the reason that is, I said this before, selective immigration has not gone anywhere. Even with the ICE crackdown and stuff like that, the US is going to even attract more high quality immigrants. I posted some of them on my community tab. There are two kids that are going to Harvard in September from South Africa on a full scholarship from South Africa to Harvard University. What do you think those kids' outcome is going to be when they leave Cambridge, Massachusetts? Very high potential, very high potential. And there's a lot more of those that are going to come in. So these gaps are going to be open and open and open and open. And the range is going to be wide and wide and wide. And really, frankly, there's not much you can do about it. See, this Tariq thing, the end, what is going to break it is when they get so upset to a point where they start harming Black immigrants. That's the next phase of this shit. This is how xenophobic movements operate. It's on the internet, it's loud, it's rage. I come on here and I say some bullshit, it irks them. After a while, they can't take it anymore because they can't win the argument online. They're going to move it to a level of violence and crime. And this is when the US government is going to look at them and say, oh, boys, we've had enough of your bullshit. Like they did with the manosphere. Then channels are going to start getting demonetized. YouTube is going to start taking channels down for saying words like tether. And eventually, people are going to start getting into jail and you're going to see a flight because these are pussies. They always run away. They incite it. When it becomes a problem, they run away from it. So you're going to see the Tariqs try to distance themselves. And if they are not very careful, some of them will be criminally or civilly liable for incitement. That's why you hear, oh, I'm cool with Africans. It's just a way to kind of ease it up a little bit. It's a tactic. But eventually, all these guys are going to get in trouble with the law because they're parading in a free country where people have the right to be here. They're parading this level of hate where somebody with a few loose screws is going to show up to an African store and start shooting up people, or go to a Jamaican restaurant and start shooting up people. These people are capable of doing that, right? So they're going to do it. Why do you think? Have you ever seen an African dox Tariq Nasheed? No, we don't care about him like that. To us, he's a comedian. We don't give a fuck about him. You know, we're not going to go dox him. I don't care where he lives. He can live stream in his neighborhood all he wants. I don't give a fuck. But can I live stream in my neighborhood? No, they're going to be peeping out the address to see where they can find me. How do I know that? They come in my comment sections and they tell me that. And I'm a nobody. I got 8,000 subs. Got not enough. But they're upset because it is the truth. This is where we're at, man. Let me take some of your comments. I got to do better with these comments. Sagat. Salute to you. Big Cheese is in the house. Chaotic, man. Salute, bro. Long time, man. I hope you're doing well. I got to send you a link this week so we can catch up. And then, who else am I missing? Matic, Travel Matic. If you're on the chat, I don't know if you're on the chat, but if you're on the chat, I'm going to send you the link this week as well. In Jeremy says what they were celebrating like it was going out of fashion that they made mainstream. Oh man, yeah, they were too quick. Big Cheese fled poverty in the south to the north. Big Z. Yeah, Osha started good. I admit, I think deep down he has a good side to him. But he is very scared of Tariq because Tariq Nasheed, Tariq's people are maybe 50% of his audience. So he doesn't want to lose money. So I understand the capitalist part of it. But, I got some shit on O'Shea Duke Jackson, bro. I got some stuff that he doesn't want out there. Salute to you, my skins. I have a lot of stuff that O'Shea Duke Jackson doesn't want out there. I'm going to hold on to it for a little bit, because I know he reads our tab. He's on the channel from time to time. I want to observe what he does with the Tariq content, whether he's going to do a lot of the African vs. Tariq content. If he keeps doing those, then I'll have no choice. I know I'll be shooting a little bit lower, but I'll have no choice but to do it. Okay, so I'm going to hold off a little bit until I see if he gets the dragon. Salute to you, bro. Um, Let me see. I hope I got all your comments. Oh, we got Somalia in the house. Salute to you, my Somali brothers and sisters. FBAs are the ignorant. Yeah. I think they admit it to Loki. I think they admit it. Yeah, for the most part, a lot of them admit it. Let's see if I got. Damn, I'm 20 minutes behind on comments, man. You guys, solid W chat, man. W chat. Salute to you guys, man. W chat. I need to get I have it on these you know, I have it on here. I just never used it, but I'm gonna try it and see what it sounds like. Okay, that sounds horrible. Do you guys hear that? That sounds horrible. Let's see. What about this one? That's a doorbell. Okay. Uh, you guys hear these things? Yeah. Do you hear it? Maybe you do. I don't know. Y'all let me know if you hear it. It's like a crowd applause. But salute W chat, man. You guys you're doing it. Say have election like your African father. I'm their daddy. I'm their daddy, man. I'm FBA daddy. Let's listen a little bit to Ringo here, and then we get to Corey Holcomb.
Media, if you're a black person and you speak against this said movement, you are labeled a tether, a coon, a Sambo, and the list goes on. Now, they told us that this movement is something good, but based on my experience, I've never seen any good FBAs.
I haven't either.
I've seen a lot of hateful people, angry people, militant, racist, and it's normally against their own people. There's really no foundation to this. None of you in today's day are what is known as a foundational Black American. This is just another movement to keep Blacks confused, keep us in the dark, to keep us worshiping a man, worshiping another leader. How many times are we going to fall victim to this? And here's another thing. It says, hello, watching from Trinidad. Shout out to everybody in Trinidad. Speaking of that, all you brothers and sisters, West Indian brothers and sisters in the Caribbean, this movement called FBA.
Before he gets there, man, like the Caribbean people are like maybe one of the most loveliest people, full of vibe anywhere in the world, bro. To separate yourself from a Jamaican, to me, is the dumbest thing any black person can do. You know, I'd love to speak patois. Like, there's just Jamaica and Jamaicans, West Indians, the Caribbean as a whole is a positive vibe. Okay, that's where you go to unwind. It's not just the beaches. You know, it is the music. It is their intellect, man. If you sat with other Jamaican men and they're talking to you, oh, bro, Why would you want to? I mean, I understand if you went just against the Africans and you took the Jamaicans with you, I would be like, okay, they know what they're doing. That's when I knew they were dumb. Like, because the Jamaicans were also victims of the transatlantic slave trade. So, and now you've made them also another victim. Like, you didn't even give them a pass for what they've been through. You didn't give them a pass because they were competing with you when they came to your home. They were doing better than you when they came to your home. They became doctors and nurses when they came to your home. They became lawyers and engineers when they came to your home. Not everybody, but a lot of them did. They were working hard and grinding so they can send some money back to Jamaica so they can build out their retirement homes and also help out their families. And that made you feel priced out. So you didn't even consider the fact that the Jamaicans also had to go through shit. And you said, no, you're not part of us. But the Africans are like, hey, you don't want the Jamaicans? We'll take our Jamaicans. You know, we'll take our Trinidad brothers. We'll take our Panamanians. We'll take our Afro Colombians. Because we see us in them and uh, they see them in us, or however you want to slice it. You know, like Bob Marley used to say, one love, right? Everybody says that in Ghana to this very day. But because these guys are so dumb, they didn't even take the Jamaicans with them. They gave them the same level of hate that they gave the Africans. Yeah, maybe they don't give them the hairline jokes and stuff, but they don't show them any love and respect. How can you not love a Rastaman, man? Like, these are the most positive people on the planet, everywhere. If you have an extensive travel history like I have, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. You want to be in the Jamaicans' corner because they're cool people. They're exceptional people. If you like track and field like I do, you like the 100 meters, the 200 meters, the female and the male, they are special people. They are people of talent and culture. If you love reggae music and dance hall, they are a special kind. And some of your music that that you make, you always say it the other way, but really there's a lot of reggae and Caribbean vibe in your hip hop. Granted, all of it came from Africa, but you never hear an African say that hip hop comes from our music. But you're always gonna hear these guys say that we Africans copied their music. It's like, okay. So did you ever hear of Kologo? Did you hear of traditional music that existed in sub-Saharan Africa? The flute and all the how we made instruments. I played one yesterday. You guys saw it. How we made our own versions of the guitar till this very day. What about even modern Nigerian music, Fela Kuti? When Fela Kuti was making the rounds in the late 60s, early 70s, there was no hip hop. Afrofusion, which is what nowadays you guys know as Afro beats. But you will never hear an African say music comes from us. When you do something, you don't have to go around the world telling everybody you did it. Everybody just automatically knows it. That is a mindset of somebody that has inferiority complex, which is a lot of these guys that Tariq was able to prey on. And from the outside looking in, it's pretty sad, man. Because when you're moving to the US, you're coming to a developed country, you think that the brains of everybody in that country is developed until you show up here and like, damn, how did this shit happen? Like, how do you have all these colleges and universities and all this internet and you're so fucking dumb? Somebody couldn't spell Panamanian in his live stream yesterday, and we called him out on it because he's a dummy. He called them Panamanian. And I said, I know it's not a typo because it sounds like you're supposed to say Panamanian. That's the problem of some of. Gotta read, man. I'm telling you, your only chance is to fucking read a book. That's all you can do at this point. And that's the one thing I can't influence. I can't change that. I'm only going to tell you to, but I can't change that. It from the outside looking in, it's very sad. You know, when I was in Russia, the Russians used to say something about Americans that I didn't understand at the time. They used to say generally that Americans were dumb. They said generally every American was dumb. That's what the Russians believed. And they did that because if you look at NASA and all these engineers that had come to the US, a lot of them came from Soviet backgrounds. The Americans were not able to do a lot of this by themselves. They relied on immigrant talent, the higher echelons of immigrant talent from Eastern European migration. That's why the Russians had that belief, you know. And as somebody that went through a Russian academic system, I kind of understood why they believed that, because they had something called Shkolnaya Programa, which is like a school program, if you translate it. Shkolnaya Programa in Russian would meet a bachelor's degree level here. Like the things they learn in high school is equivalent to the bachelor's degree here in the US. That's how tough their school system is. So whenever they looked at how Americans would, you know, they do street interviews and they don't know the capital cities of certain countries, they don't know the currencies of certain countries, they took that to mean that Americans were dumb. And when I was there, I didn't understand why they were saying that. Now I move here, I'm like, how do you not know this? You're over here talking about somebody's IQ in Africa. How do you not know this? It is that superiority complex. Perceived superiority complex, but indirectly it's actually inferior complex if you narrow it down to the minorities.
FBA look down on you. That's right. This particular movement called the Foundational Black Americans, they look down on our Caribbean brothers and sisters. So if you're Trinidadian, Jamaican, Haitian, you're from Panama, if you're from any of these parts of the world, they don't look at you as Black people. They identify you as immigrants, tethers, and other hateful names. They do this to me. My mom, she's from Panama. My father was born in America. I was born in America, but in their mind, I'm a tether because I don't care for none of this BS. I don't got no time for all of this.
Yeah,
It's
they change the definition based on what side you are on. So even though you're born in America, his dad, in Ringo's case, his dad is Black American. His mom is Panamanian from Panama, which, if you look at the history of Panama, technically Afro-Colombians, okay? Because that's what Panama used to be. So these are people that are also descendants of slaves. But the dad is full-blown Black American. The Tariq definition would include him as FBA, but because he doesn't speak their cause, they take the mother's side, and they use that to discredit him and to diminish him as a human. These guys are worse than what you guys call racist. This is why I'm never usually in their column when they cry this white supremacy bullshit, because I'm like, geez, what are you talking about? You guys are like one of the most uneducated bunch of racists, if I don't even want to call it racist, but xenophobes that I've ever come across. Like that extreme fear of foreigners because you're not pulling your weight is quite troubling. It's like, you can't change it, right? You can't fix anything. As long as the only thing you can do is maybe some violence, but you're not, and even that, it comes at a cost. You want to really go to jail? And how many of us are you going to kill? You don't have that much power. In your head, you think you have the power. You don't. You don't have that power. Actually, I think I command more respect than a lot of these motherfuckers because of what I do for a living and the kind of spaces and places that I can get myself into. A lot of these guys can't get in there. The corporate jargon, they don't have that. We know you're an idiot, right? So there's certain places that I can get into that they cannot get into. I can live in certain places that they can't live in. I can afford certain things that they cannot afford. And doctors and immigrants from Nigeria, all these guys that are working themselves into something, they fall in that same category, and there's nothing you can do about it. If you're sitting on YouTube with cash apps looking for donations, you're not it. Okay, you're not it. So get off your high horses. You're not the guy. You're not there yet. You don't understand how money works at a certain level yet. So you should not try to put yourself in a place that you cannot be in. You hear me say this. It's become really a class system in America now. There's a haves and have-nots. We did my son's birthday yesterday. There was a Black American family there. Good to have them. But when me and my wife were driving home, the one thing that we said is you can almost tell that they are professionals. They have elite jobs. They live in Frisco. It's not just where they live, but the fact that they can afford private school, it's another given. And then when I'm meeting them for the first time, the intellectual conversation we're having gives me an idea. And they have a daughter that is already in college. It's like, okay, this is the type of Black Americans that Africans would open their arms to, because they command respect, they do things right, they are lovely people, they don't have any hate, and they are responsible people. What do I mean by responsibility? They are raising children the right way. Not these idiots that we come across on the internet. They're not doing none of that. A lot of them are deadbeat dads. They're not. And there are ones that say, oh, these Africans come here, they don't fuck with us. I'm not going to fuck with you like that. If you're a gangbanger, I ain't fucking with you. If you live in the hood, that's your problem. Now, I'm not coming there. I mean, I will be going to Jasmine Crockett's district here in a bit, but just for fucking YouTube, and I hope I make it out of there safely. It's a class system now. It's not a race system anymore. If you don't propel yourself to a certain level, them Africans ain't gonna mess with you, because some people are coming from a much tougher situation. They don't want to be struggling their whole lives. They want to put themselves in a space that can advance them. You come to America to advance yourself. You don't come here to be buddies with losers. Who told you that's why we come here? We don't come here to march either. I don't care. I don't give a fuck if it's Black History Month. It does not interest me. That's for y'all. And when they gave you a chance to present what your history is, you FBA fumbled it up on ABC. And then I'm supposed to take you seriously? No. I don't hate Black Americans. I hate the dumb ones. I can't stand the dumb ones. I can't stand some of you motherfuckers, man. I cannot. Because you got all the resources in the most advanced country in the world, and you're still complaining about shit, and I'm supposed to be sympathetic to it? No, hell no, I'm not. And you can't force me to. Like I said, I say this all the time. For me, it's not about numbers on YouTube. I don't give a fuck. If you unsubscribe, somebody will subscribe tomorrow. I woke up to 20 new subs. Some people are going to get the message. As soon as you unsubscribe, somebody else will subscribe anyway. I don't give a fuck. I don't even care if 2 people are watching. I'm still going to do my show. I've demonstrated that time and time again. I will do it because it'll stay on YouTube for 100 years and somebody's going to watch it. If they really go and look for that information, it'll come up and they will learn from it. So I will say it. You can't stop me from saying it. So yeah, when we're driving home, we're like, yeah. And then their son is about to have a birthday in February. My son is gonna be one of the few ones that I invited because they are best friends. And they're a Black American family. I was very, very happy to see that. Because there's always, and I know there's a lot of such families, and I hope I see more and more of it. because those are the ones that will never say Africans don't rock with them because they've had a first-hand experience with an African, and we didn't care that they were Black Americans. We had white people at the party. We had people that are married to there was a Nigerian. One of my best friends is Nigerian, so he was there with his wife, a white lady. There was other Africans. A Ghanaian couple was there. You know, my other Nigerian friend and his children were there because the wife was working. And then there was the Black American family. Our Iraqi friends, we have a family friend that is also from Iraq, but they couldn't make it because they forgot the date because we moved it from last week due to the weather. So we have a diverse coalition of friends: Iraqi, Middle Eastern, Indians, all kinds of people. We don't care where people are from. But one thing is very common amongst all of us: we're raising families, we care about the future of our children, and we're trying to do it collectively as friends so that we can help our children thrive. This is why I present this version on YouTube for people to know that it's not everybody that is on OnlyFans. There are women that you can build families and relationship with. What you are attracting is exactly who you are. If you're attracting a 304 from OnlyFans, that means you are that person too. Because I'm not interested in a woman that is on OnlyFans. I never was, I never will be. So therefore, I'm not going to think all the women are on OnlyFans. I've never done this, but I think my wife doesn't even know what OnlyFans is. I don't think she knows it. I can ask her one day if she does. I doubt she even knows what that is. There are women in America that don't even know what OnlyFans is. They don't even know what it is. Yet you have all these manosphere guys telling me, oh, don't get married. Marriage is your next step of your manly growth. It is your test of responsibility. It's going to show if you can actually raise children and be responsible for shit. You are running away from responsibility. And I hear all these idiots on the internet talk about, oh, she's going to divorce me and take half. Or you make $50,000 a year. That's what the BLS data says. It says that you make 50 grand a year. If you make $50,000 a year, what is she going to take from you? If she leaves your ass? Nothing. It's just in your head. And if it's child support, those are your children. So what? You made children and you couldn't keep a marriage? Then that's a whole different point of view. That shouldn't deter you from moving to the next step. And who says marriage is not work? Marriage is a lot of work. That's why not everybody can do it. So you need to learn how to do it. You need to prepare your mindset to do it. And at the core of it, it starts with asking yourself this: are you a kind person? If you're doing this Tariq bullshit, that tells me you're not kind. So there is not going to be a Black foundational Black American family. It's not going to exist because you're a wife beater. You're an emotional man. You snap at the least, at the most bullshit thing ever, you snap. You don't have self-control. You can't control your sexual desires. You're all over the map sleeping with prostitutes. And then when you finally settle on that one prostitute that you want to convert into a wife and they move to America and they leave you, you come on the internet and you cry about it. Oh, these guys are scammers. They scammed me for a green card. It is you, motherfucker. It is you. I know it's you and you know it's you. It is you. That's why you don't want to take the next step in your development as a man. Whenever you hear them say, oh, I'm a man, masculine. No masculine man talks about their masculinity because it's responsibility and you can see it. They are responsible for shit. They're raising children. They're not deadbeats. They pay for shit. They have jobs, skills, careers. And they are kind. the core of it, they are kind people. They have a clean, kind heart. They can care. They care about the well-being of themselves, their community, and their children. Does this apply to Tariq Nasheed? Hell no. Does it apply to Black Alpha Network? Hell no. These boys cannot build a family. They are so hateful people. You can't do it. I'm telling you this from experience. I'm giving you a 12-year experience. These fools can't do it. O'Shea Duke Jackson is not going to have a wife and have a successful marriage. It's not going to happen. 40-something years old and raise children. It's not going to happen. Sotomayor is going to end up remain a deadbeat. Same way he's been all these years. Fumble the bag on YouTube. Like this idiot lady fumbled the bag or the access with ABC. That's what they do. It's not a secret. That's what they do. I mean, and if they Phil Scott and all these other guys, the only time they're able to do it is if they get a Mexican lady to marry. They can do it with their own women. Because see, the Black American woman will check them. That bullshit doesn't fly. These Mexicans tend to be a little bit timid. They'll let their bullshit fly a little bit. Even if they don't wash their ass, they'll be like, okay, it's okay. He's paying the bills anyway. But a Black woman will check you. That's why y'all run away from her. They know it. They know it. It comes with certain levels of responsibilities that they're not willing to take. And on that note, I'm gonna find that Corey Holcomb video and explain to you a few things that I'm saying. It's not a coincidence. Like when you're doing this on a live stream, it all comes up, man. Yeah, I'll put a link here in a bit. I got to do some side work, so when I start that, I will put the links for you guys, man. Yeah, 40% of Ghanaians live below the poverty line. Who set that poverty line standard? The poverty line standard is set by UN and international organizations. They do that relative to the dollar. I don't need $10 a day to live in Ghana. We are subsistence farmers. Every Ghanaian has a little bit of a plot in a village. We grow our own food. I'll be in Zambia in about 6 weeks. I'll show you. Sometimes I go a whole day and not even spend $3 because I got food all over my damn place. This is mango season. We're not buying mangoes right now in Africa. We got free mangoes. It's all over the damn place. They don't compute subsistence farmers when they talk about these things. It's not like when you go to Africa, when Ashore Speed was over there, did you see a bunch of hungry people walking around? That's another topic that we're going to talk about. Consumerism. You spend a lot of money on bullshit in this country. You're overly hyped with spending money. Everything is like, oh, dear bottom. If you compare the standard of living to somebody that is living in a third world in Africa when your country is number one in the world, you are already a loser. You got to compare yourself to me here in the US. So if that's why you need delineation, then that explains my whole point. You have to compare yourself to me and the other immigrants here in the US. And the data suggests that we're doing a whole lot better. This is the whole point. You're going to compare yourself to somebody that lives in a developing country where the GDP per capita is $2,000 a year. You're already a loser. You got 5 million Africans to compare yourself to in America. You're born here, you're raised here, you got a head start. Compare yourself to those guys. Where are you? Where do you rank amongst your peers? And by your peers, I mean all the different races and groups in America. The data suggests that your group is at the bottom of the chain, the bottom. You and the Mexicans are battling for the bottom. But the Mexicans don't take off because they are building homes now. They got skill. They can use their hands. You're on the internet. You're louder and stronger on the internet. They got skill. They're going to work every day. How many hours of work do you put in? You got to ask yourself that. Let me find this video. Where is it? Joe Biden and Corey Holcomb. The last few weeks, all you're doing is acting a fool on the internet. I mean, But let's get it. Let's see what they're talking about. And calling each other gay, that's all you can say.
While I'm on the topic of losers, I went home the other day and saw that Corey Holcomb still had my name in his mouth. I'm really so confused about that with all the controversy he's been caught up in lately. Corey Holcomb, you don't fight well enough to do this with me.
Okay, so in today's video, we got to talk about Joe Budden and Corey Holcomb addressing each other live.
I don't like that. I don't want to do a reaction on a reaction. Where is the real? Because when they react, they pick sides, and if they like somebody, then they, maybe Flacco. Flacco does a good job. He doesn't.
While I'm on the topic of losers, I went home the other day and saw that Corey Holcomb.
Shout out to Poetic Flacco. Good creator, man. Hell of a creator.
Still had my name in his mouth. I'm really so confused about that with all the controversy he's been caught up in lately. Corey Holcomb, you don't fight well enough to do this with me.
Joe Budden just did inexplicable damage to Corey Holcomb's career. Like, Corey Holcomb is the comedian, so we would expect for Corey Holcomb to win the back and forth, especially if it's, a back and forth with words with Joe Budden. But we see what Corey Holcomb had to say and how he roasted Joe Budden, and we see what Joe Budden had to say because he just responded back. And Joe Budden ethered Corey Holcomb. Before we get this video started, if you're in need of some money and once you download the game, they really do pay you. So if you need this entire Corey Holcomb versus Joe Budden beef started with TMZ.
I always say, like, you guys, if you remember when I did a video on this, and I think I've said this from when he started with Anton Daniels, and I've said it more generally about these people, right? We're not going to get into it, but you know what I mean. A lot of them suck at crisis management. A lot of them don't have self-control. They don't want to sit down, think, process before they react. They're very impulsive people overall. I don't know if history has something to do with this, but this is one thing that you can work on as a person. Even if you are that person, you can work on it. Every human being, even if you've grown up a certain way, you've adopted certain ways of doing things, this is one of the skills that you can actually build as a person. You can change this. This is very changeable. You can train your brain to do better at this. With time, you're going to get better at it, okay? Corey Holcomb should have never done this live stream. Maybe do a long form video where you can edit, think through it, process it. But when you have these things going on with people hitting you on all cylinders, and you're not the most composed person, and you're facing these serious allegations, the last thing you want to do is sit on the internet and project that you're a tough dude or you're a strong dude, because you're going to fuck up. This is why lawyers don't let people talk. When you have cases like this that has a potential to be criminal or even civil in this case, or even in the court of public opinion, he's losing, and he's losing real bad. Because you need sponsors to run these shows, and this is his livelihood, you will go broke. You see, the corporations don't have time for this nigger bullshit. Okay, this is the first time I'm using the N-word on the live. They don't like this ninja bullshit. The world has moved on from that shit, bro. If you can't present yourself, especially at his damn old age, we're supposed to respect this, guys. Like, this is what they want the Africans and the Caribbeans to respect. They want us to respect shit like this. Really, this is what this is the whole diaspora war playing out. They want you to respect shit like this, only because you found them here. Get the fuck out of here, bro. What are we talking about? What the fuck are we talking about? Look at this guy. Should have never done this live stream. I mean, I like that he called out O'Shea, but maybe he should have ended at O'Shea and then everything else. He goes after Darlene for not holding up that monkey sign that he did. Like, this dude is melting down right before our eyes. And who are they? The same Negro manosphere people, same clique of people. They all have the same issues. A woman beater, they hate black women, they hate black women coalition. That is them. These are the guys you all have followed on the internet for the last 10 years. And you expect to have better outcomes at any other thing and excel at anything. Your life is a machine. What you put in is what you excrete. You put in a bunch of junky shit, you're going to be a junky person without even realizing it, because the brain is always available to be trained. You want to be a reader? Start reading books. Your brain will learn how to read books, and you're going to be very good at it. Now, you're going to consume shitty content. Your brain is going to enjoy that shitty content. Dopamine levels will get higher, and your output is going to be shitty. You're going to start even talking like them, talking and acting like them, because you're programmed to believe that that is the best way. And why do I know this? I heard some of their reactions. I heard some black creators react to this shit, and I understood it. I understood that they reacted this way due to how much of this bullshit they've consumed over time. And some also reacted this way because they want to show up on the 5150 show. Even though I think he's done. I think he really is done. I saw some of the comment section. I was like, yeah, even his audience is starting to see that this guy had a different personality on the internet than he has in real life.
The TMZ exposed Corey Holcomb for punching that woman outside the comedy club.
Yeah. He even stepped up to her. Look at that. He stepped up to her. And what about all these men that are standing there? They probably didn't do anything because they didn't think that he would hit her. Yeah. Look at
The
him.
industry is so fake. Like, nobody feels comfortable speaking on you or speaking on your drama and your situations unless they feel like you're down and out. Even if you're down, they don't feel comfortable speaking on you unless they feel like.
That brings me to the O'Shea Duke Jackson. O'Shea waited 24 hours, almost 48 hours to make a video on it. And the only reason he did a video and now he's doing more of it is he realizes O'Shea has been doing YouTube for a very long time. He realizes that Corey Holcomb is not coming out of this. See, once you hit a woman as a big man like that and the whole world sees it, no venue would want to platform you. And I have a feeling very soon YouTube may take his channel down. I don't know. Like, it'll depend how far this Anton Daniels stuff goes, whether Anton will sue or not. But I will not be surprised if YouTube either demonetizes him or removes his show. If he loses 5150, Corey Holcomb is done. He will have no money because he's not getting the shows. And if he's not getting the YouTube grift and all the shit he sells on YouTube, selling a $50 t-shirt depicting Anton's family as monkeys, really? That's the time we're on? And there are men that will actually buy it. Immigrants, you guys shouldn't worry about these guys, man. Let me do this for you. Like, y'all go to work and keep working hard. That's all we need. We need that data of you working hard, because that's where you shine. So keep at it. Leave me on the internet to do this. I got plenty of time. So leave me to do this shit. Okay. You come in from time to time. You don't have to make all the broadcast. You come in from time to time. You listen to a little bit of it, and you just keep it moving. I'll do this. I'll take this for you, man. I'll take one for the team. You'll just go ahead and conquer the world, because this is not. There really isn't much of a competition here, man.
You are out for the count. You are done. Finito. So Joe Budden and his other co-hosts on his podcast, when they spoke on Corey Holcomb, they began to talk about all the things about Corey Holcomb they don't like, things that extends far beyond this situation that they didn't feel comfortable speaking on because Corey Holcomb at some point felt like he was on the ascension.
Yeah, there was a clip that just came out. Corey Holcomb.
What happened to the clip?
Yeah,
Go ahead. You can talk.
Okay.
Speak freely. Talk about it.
So
That
clip came out that there was a case where he was accused of swinging or hitting on a woman before. He talked about it before on his show and pretty much like denied that it had happened. The video came out and it's clear as day he swung on the female comedian.
Oh, that's not what I talked about off camera. I didn't even know what you were talking about. He swung.
It's not just Corey Holcomb, man. Majority of these guys are women beaters because they are feminine. They are men, but internally a lot of them are actually women because they are raised by women. So they have women features. They use their interactions are like if you've talked to a lot of guys like this, especially the ones that are in media and have these voices. A lot of them are like double-sided, like real, like I'm not even saying this to kind of shame them, but a lot of them will like have relationships with men and women at the same time. Like they're all over the damn place, right? We know these things. we know these things. So a lot of them will hit women. A lot of them have hit women. And there's even guys on YouTube with big, 200,000 plus that are defending Corey Holcomb for hitting a woman because the woman was an agitator. You got to walk away, bro.
He swung on a female comedian?
Yeah. So it's clear as day. You see the shit on camera. Sucker shit. I mean,
What year did this happen?
a few years back.
Few like 3 or few like 10, babe?
About maybe 3. Maybe
This
3.
is recent then.
Yeah, it's recent. I watch his show, and I have been, I won't say a fan, but I have enjoyed his show at some point.
Really, man?
And I've had enough understanding of him and how we talk to feel like I'm okay to say this, but Corey's a sucker.
There were videos about me that came out where I was punching on a woman outside of a comedy club or swinging on a woman or hitting a woman in any fashion outside of a comedy club. I would chalk it up to it's a part of the game that people who may have known me, who may have watched my channel or been friendly to me in the past, won't be friendly to me anymore. It'll be a part of the game that I would know that they will go on their platforms and talk about me like a dog because I did some doggish. So now they use this opportunity to kind of get into other things about Corey Holcomb that they hate, that they've been holding on their chest. Some of those things include how Corey Holcomb talked about his own daughter in the past.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. I got a son. You guys are follow me. You know it. I put it on a community tab. I do that to reinforce that you need to build families. And I share this so that if you don't know, you know, kind of reason. It's not to brag. It's just to encourage my audience because I really strongly believe that I'm building an audience of men of exceptional character. And salute to the women that have joined us too. You're welcome. Okay. And I don't care what your race is. I want to see a very diverse group of men come here because our problems are the same, men and women, you know. So I put it out there to encourage you, to let you know that it's also doable. But the one thing that I don't respect, and I'll never even refer to you as a man, is to speak like that of anybody that is your offspring, somebody that you've brought into life, somebody that is you. How did we get to a point, and this got nothing to do with slavery. This is just bad parenting, bad manners, bad behavior. These are just people that never matured and never developed. Okay? And you give such a person a platform, they build bigger egos. They think they are on top of the world, and that's how they're able to do that. This guy was on show with an audience of over 10,000 people live, telling them, using the B word for his own daughter. His own daughter. And y'all forgave him and kept watching a stupid show. You only start talking when they are down, because now they are really down. O'Shea Duke Jackson, you were giving him money in his shows. You were supporting his shows. You were wearing his shit, even though you knew how he referred to his daughter. You know, I did watch 5150 in the past. I didn't know him. I watched it for comedic reasons. I wasn't like a constant watcher of it, but I watched it because he was funny. He's a funny guy. So I watch it for the comedy, you know? And I didn't know anything really about him personally. But I haven't watched it maybe in the last 2 years. And I'm definitely not gonna watch it after what, and I said this openly, after what he said about Anton Daniels' children. As a father, I just couldn't forgive him for that shit. I will never forgive a man that does that to another person's child. If you think somebody's child is ugly, keep it to yourself. You don't ever say it out loud. Just keep it to yourself. To me, he's precious or she's precious, because that's what I've been able to bring to the world. And you should afford that respect to any man that is raising children that he's brought to the world, even including the ones that he's adopted. You got to really respect that, because it's not very easy. Pictures and videos don't tell the full story of how you wake up, get a child ready for school, make sure they are bathed and washed, and their teeth is clean, and their uniform is put on, and then they eat their bake their breakfast, and put them in a car and drive them to school, pick them up from school if they're not going on the school bus. When they get sick, make sure you are assigning them doctors that can take care of them, making sure that they are fed, educating them, taking them to the library to pick up books, taking them to their activities after school. It takes a toll on parenting. It's very difficult. It's not a very easy task. This is why I say a lot of these people don't want these responsibilities. So don't go on the internet shitting on people that are doing their best. I can't watch Corey Holcomb post what he said about Anton's family. And now, even more, I can't watch him hearing what he said about his daughter. I didn't know that at the time. But these are the men that have a voice in the Black community. These are the men that have a voice. A Corey Holcomb would have never had a microphone in Ghana. Go on all our media platforms and look at the guys that have some type of a voice. Wode Myers and all these other guys that maybe you guys know of. There's the difference between them and the Corey is night and day. Because in our cultures, we don't celebrate or bump up degenerates. We don't do that. We never have, we never will. We don't do that. Name one African culture where we give respect to idiots and degenerates. We don't do that. Even our guys that do music, they conduct themselves well. We've set the standard that way so that we don't give idiots that much of an influence on the overwhelming population, because we know what it can do. It's only in America that it's done the other way around, where you have gangbangers making music for other people to follow. Where you have somebody that talks street, like Corey Holcomb always say, yeah, street and street credit. Corey Holcomb is not a tough dude, man. I mean, look at how he moves up on a woman. Does that tell you that this guy can fight? Probably not. Let me see what you got in the comments. Oh, shout out to Flacco. I don't see that's what I'm saying. I didn't know Flacco was African. Even if he is, I don't care. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. I see why he's African. That's why he's giving a logic reaction. Let me play you some FBA reactions so you can see the difference there. But I wasn't even thinking in those lines. I'm telling you, man, this difference is really night and day, man.
Corey's a sucker. Corey do a lot of talking and a lot of shit that he say at certain moments be the total opposite of what a real man is, just as far as just being a stand-up individual. You sucker punching a girl or hitting on a woman like that, you a sucker, yo.
Did you think he was a sucker prior to this?
No. But before that, I didn't have enough evidence of anything that's happened. So like even with the shit that happened with Homeboy.
That's where I was going.
It's like you have all that energy.
You ain't got all that restraint for Anton and
yeah, then even when I'm seeing you tussling with the dude, because there was a dude that stepped in once he hit Homegirl.
Thank God.
You ain't really had no squabs for him. Like you were just holding on to him. Like Corey, you a sucker, yo. I don't give a f. I watch your shit. But I don't. That's sucker shit. Just swinging on a woman like that. It's a bunch of other niggas around. Like,
does he still get your view? Are you engaged?
No,
That's
okay. Nah. I can't fuck with that.
Because nowadays,
Yeah, you had a.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm never gonna watch this shit anymore, man. I can't watch it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. My view, even if it's 10 cents, I don't want to give him that 10 cent. I don't want to do it. Oh, so, shout out to him, man. I didn't know Flacco's Liberian. Shout out to you, my African bro. Shout out to you. No wonder his position is so objective and intelligent. I didn't know that, You learn stuff every day, but it is not surprising at all.
You shared something like maybe over a month ago, and I disagreed with it, but like to each his own. But you was like, I can hate somebody and
still
watch their content. For me, seeing how Corey spoke about his daughter, seeing how he spoke about Anton's daughter, like some shit be enough character-wise.
Yep, he's got a problem. He's very insecure. He's got a problem with women, which is a majority of these manosphere guys. So these Negro manosphere guys, a lot of them have problems with women, including minors. As long as you're born a woman, they got issues with you. And I don't understand it. I don't understand it, but and also the men that disagree have not been strong enough to fight this shit off. You're supposed to protect and love your women. And you've all failed as a community, you've failed at protecting them. When a few of them come to protect them, you're like, oh, they are simps. They use some words doing this to do this with black women. Come on, get the fuck out of here, man. Y'all are just weak and pathetic is what it is.
For me to be like, cool.
See what I mean when I say people will hold on to something until they know that you're weak. Corey Holcomb and his daughter had their conflict in 2024. January 23rd, 2024. That's when Corey Holcomb went on his podcast and said all type of things, man. Called his daughter a B, called the mama B, went crazy, said he'll make another daughter. He don't give a F. He not dealing with no Bs. So that was 2 years ago. If Joe felt a way about that, or if Joe felt like Corey Holcomb was like a scumbucket because of that, I think I heard Joe talk about Corey Holcomb since that moment, and it didn't appear that Joe was completely, absolutely done and hated Corey Holcomb until this moment where there's an opportunity now to kick his back end. Now, I'm not saying I disagree. I feel like we should kick the back end of anybody who put their hands on a woman. Absolutely. Now, if you forgot what Corey Holcomb said about his daughter, let me remind you.
Man, my daughter would talk to me the other day. I was like,
oh, you start back talking to her?
No, that be crazy.
How she just called you out of the blue?
Hell yeah, because she needed something.
Dang. You should have just gave him my number, man.
You still on that looking market?
I mean, I brought it up because she tried to run game on me. Like she was brought up by her mama.
That crazy bitch out there again.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of
she was brought up by her mama. What does that mean? Deadbeat. He was not in the daughter's life. These are men that just send a check and move on. You're supposed to be in your children's lives, even if you're not together. I mean, I don't support the part of not together because, like I said, I live a very traditional lifestyle. I think you got to do your best, to make God the foundation of your marriage, first of all, and to grow in that marriage and to work on it constantly so that you don't get yourself into the extremes of where one person doesn't want to be part of the project anymore, because this is a project to advance your children. It's part of the project to advance your legacy, to advance your children. So, but these guys, they just give up and walk away easily. And most of the times, they are doing this with women that they know beforehand that they're not even going to marry. Because they are careless, they haven't been able to control themselves sexually, and they go everywhere and they stick it in anything that sticks. And these outcomes, it's a selfish way of living. He wants to come, right? It says, oh, let me just bust a nut. That's the whole point. He busts a nut, he's happy, and he doesn't care about the outcomes of it. And that is how you get to this situation. It's just a group of selfish men that just care about their sexual needs and their sexual desires. They don't look at the implications. They don't think beyond the sex and what the potential is. And this is how you arrive at situations like this. And when they have problems, they find people to blame. It's either they blame the system or they blame the mama. Or you guys saw I did a video on it, about just around the Anton issue when it broke out. I said that Corey Holcomb is just an irresponsible person. That's why he always blamed people for his problems.
Instead of realizing I got away from her mama because I don't speak to her mama. She be like, I know you hate my mama. I'm like, I ain't got time to hate nobody. Your mama was drama. Now here it is all these years later, you just like your mama. Both of y'all can kiss my mother, man. I go make another daughter. I don't give a fuck.
I don't fuck with you.
If you ain't good as a person, no matter who you are, I have a cutoff switch God blessed me with to say, you. I don't give a fuck if it's my kid. My mama, you know your daughter trying to get in touch with you? I say, oh, mama, you watch that little bit.
How about those FBAs? My Caribbean people, my Africans, just go to work. Don't worry about these people, man. Go to work. There should be nothing here that you should envy. There's nothing. I made a video a few months ago that I think it's like 4 months ago. I made a whole video where I said they've not been impressive as a collective. I'm not singling it out. I don't care what your feelings are. It is the truth. This is somebody that has made a lot of money in comedy, has been loved by the community, has been supported by the community. Look at what he says about his daughter. If this guy with all the givings of America thinks like this, acts like this, what do you think the average guy does? What do you think the guy with no means does? This guy that has been given millions of dollars over the years, if this is how he's doing things at his big age, do you think the other ones have a chance? Why do you want to be around shit like this? Why do you want to? That's what I'm telling these immigrants. When they say these things, don't feel bad about it. Don't just all of a sudden try to prove like, hey, yeah, oh, this is we don't rock with them, so we're about to start rocking with them. No, you don't have to. You got to be selective in who you rock with. They're not all like this. So just like how you pick a wife, you should pick your black friends. You should pick the guys that align with you or have the same views as you. People that you can have real conversations with, that have a vision. And it's very easy to find them. It's very easy to separate the two. That's all you should care about. Don't care about the overall general feelings of the masses, because they need that to bond so that they can feel good about themselves. That is not why you are in America. You're not here for these guys. When the white man was giving you that visa, it came with some rules. Stick to those rules. And you also had some goals. Stick to your initial goals. They were true. Your initial goals was to develop yourself and develop your, maybe build a family or go home at some point. Whatever it was, stick to that. That's all you can control. This is not a rare situation. This is really pretty common. Very, very common. I don't care how they sugarcoat it. Don't buy into that bullshit. It is the truth. The truth hurts. That's why they got all mad in the comment section and shit. Fuck out of that shit, bro. We speak the truth here, okay? We do.
Yeah, see, it's. I get where you guys are coming from because I had the same.
You watch that little bit. That bitch is brought up in this new generation.
Look at the other two black men that were sitting there. They were all laughing it up, and they didn't even see anything wrong with it. Herd mentality. bunch of idiots surrounded by idiots. It explains exactly what I just said. You got to build your coalition of friends around a common ideology or common goal, which should be one that advances you as a collective or as a group of friends. Theirs is usually a group that has to agree with them, and it's usually very destructive. This is why the other two won't call him out, and they were laughing about it. They didn't even see anything wrong with it. And I'm sure there are guys in the comment section that still don't see anything wrong with it, because that's what they're used to. This is how they are brought up. It is normal. Your goal is not to dissect the culture. Your goal is to get away from it. Let them call you whatever the fuck they want to call you. Xenophobe, whatever, segregationist, whatever the fuck. What is that going to do to you? Nothing. It is the truth. You don't imagine surrounding yourself by people like this. How are you going to think? Are you going to raise your own kids right? Probably not. He has 10,000 people watching him live. You think all those 10,000 men are going to speak well of their daughters? Absolutely not. These things don't happen out of a vacuum, man. This is what I've been saying. I'm glad this shit came up, because it only reinforces all the things that I've been talking about for the last 6 months.
Where there is no honor, there is no respect thy parents, there is no.
That was horrible. That made a lot of people feel uncomfortable. Well, Corey said, listen, I can't tell Corey how to treat his daughter, how to respect his daughter. That's his daughter. But I wouldn't do that to my daughter if I had one. And I don't have kids. But even I can, like even I know as somebody who don't have kids, like, that's not how you speak to your kid, man. Like, you're supposed to instill confidence into your kid, not call your kid a B for the internet to see. That's horrible. That's despicable, all right? But a lot of people kind of threw that under the water. They didn't really give a damn about it because Corey Holcomb, for the most part, seemed as if he was on the ascension. There was really no scandal involved that was bringing Corey Holcomb down. There was no TMZ on Corey Holcomb's tail. There was no video that exists of Corey Holcomb punching a woman, so now people don't really F with Corey Holcomb, and it feels like he's on a decline. So when he was on the ascension, nobody felt comfortable. Now he's kind of, he's going through a tough month. Everybody got something to say. Now, it didn't stop here.
Salute to you, Messi. Messi's in the house.
Other people spoke on their particular issues with Corey Holcomb during this podcast as well.
With Corey,
I wasn't talking about Corey.
I'm just using an example. With Corey, I was familiar with his brand of comedy first, which was always like this, talked crazy. So when he put it into the format of the podcast, I understood it. I got it.
Mercy over here with all this big English, man. My African self can't read it. Pair character holding his belly, laughing out loud. All right, I think I did good. Yeah, I think he's done, man. If you speak of your daughter like that, I can never watch it. This might be the last time I'm gonna react to him unless he does something stupid. But I think the 5150 show is done. If you're a man and you watch that shit, anything that comes to you, it's your problem, because you have a lot more reason not to. Right? Like there is no upside watching Corey Holcomb. There isn't. You want to laugh? Go watch Dave Chappelle. There's a shit ton of Dave Chappelle videos on Netflix and on YouTube that you can watch. And I think Dave Chappelle is miles better. That's what I'm saying. Like, as an artist, you have to target mainstream. You shouldn't be racist with your money. You should never be racist with your money. You got to target mainstream. Mainstream pays the bills, okay? So I think Corey Holcomb is done. Even black folks are gonna look at this and say, "Nah, this is what we're trying to get away from." Okay, this is the type of thinking and the stereotypes that we're trying to get away from. And the last thing we want is somebody that has a platform showing it to everything. Because I tell you what, you might think like these YouTube channels are just watched by black people. No, everybody sees it. You don't know what them other folks say on their dinner tables. We become entertainment for all of them. When you show these things online, everybody sees it. Everybody sees it.
it. But now when you match it with you really outside, like swinging on a woman.
And to this story, to this story here, do you know he tried to file a restraining order against her and said she hit him?
Right.
His back was turned.
Right.
You lying? I've just read it.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree. He's not funny. Like I haven't seen like a full stand-up of Corey Holcomb where I'm like, yeah, he killed it. Like, you know, there's been videos of him do shows where people are leaving because it's not funny, right? And he talks about the same things all the time. It's always about the baby mommy, baby daddy bullshit. Again, he talks about the stereotypical things that black folks are trying to run away from, like the things that we don't want anymore. The new generation of kids are moving on to something better, right? These old heads, you know, I think I did a video a few months ago where I said, and I don't know if it's still on the channel, it should be because I don't delete my shit. It was during the P. Diddy trial. And I said, if you look throughout the black generation, you know, I'm talking about Black American generation of blacks, right? You talk about the civil rights group, you know, the MLKs, then you go to the Malcolm X's, then you go to the, I don't want to put Al Sharpton in here because Al Sharpton is just a different breed. But you get through, I would say, past Malcolm X, then Reverend Jesse Jackson-ish eras. Then you start to go into the men that are 50 to 60 years old right now. And I gave you guys some examples. They were also the first group of blacks that became super, super rich because music was really, really good. Entertainment was good. You know, Americans were depressed. They needed some hype and some entertainment, and they capitalized on it and they became very rich. I'll give you some examples. Maybe Biggie and Tupac Face, right? They would be in that generation now. P. Diddy, that generation. R. Kelly, that generation. I may be missing a few of them, but that is the generation known for destruction. So even though they became very powerful and very rich and they got everything that they worked hard for, they didn't give anything to their communities. They indulged themselves in more degeneracy. They built and propped up a culture that uh, uh, put gang activity mainstream and influenced a whole generation of kids into it. In short, that generation destroyed Black America. That was a generation that destroyed Black America. Even though they were the most successful in terms of money generation, that's the Corey Holcombs too. And now that they are fading out, they just don't want to give it up. They want to destroy it. Now you've given them a voice. You've given them the internet, and they are using the internet to teach men that same degenerate act that they did. They're teaching you to not get married. They're teaching you to hate women. They're teaching you to be deadbeats and not raise your children. The shit that they did that screwed them over, they're trying to pass on to you so that they don't look bad. And unfortunately, some of you are buying into that bullshit. Think about this, man. Think more deeper about this. The stuff that Corey Holcomb said right now about his daughter, he doesn't see anything wrong with it. He's flanked by two other guys of his generation, Craig, whatever his name is, and the other guy, that also didn't see anything wrong with it. But me and you see everything that is wrong with it. And there's 10,000 guys that are listening to him. Those 10,000 guys are usually Gen Zs and my generation, the millennials. And they are trying to screw you all over too. They want to bring you along with their fall. And I'm saying, move away from that shit. Don't go there for entertainment. Pick who you watch. Because if you don't, herd mentality, you're going to start thinking like them. You're going to start doing shit like them. Tariq Nasheed is the same generation too. So now you see what I'm talking about. Same group, right? Same group. And most of the times they hate women. They hate women, you know? They hate women, and now they're hating little girls. Our little girls that are going to school, they hate them too. It is sad, man. It is sad. Damn, I've been rambling for 2 hours. All right, here you go. I got you. I got you. I got you right here. I got you right here.
Read it, right? He was trying to follow.
And we just watched the video.
And,
It's like,
and
And then the video
imagine-
comes out to show just any what happened.
And that's
exact
them
opposite.
in the back of a club somewhere with some people drinking, smoking. Imagine in a house, just him, his in the house with it. It's safe to assume. I feel like it's multifaceted. Like what I'll say is, I more appreciate the fact that you do have a line that could be crossed where you say, I ain't watching this no more, because that's what it should be.
Yeah.
Oh, this swung with a in real life. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm not. I've said 1,000 times I don't like Jess Larry's. The way he spoke about her, it turned me off. It's like you a man. Certain shit you just not supposed to say and
Yeah,
do
even that
in
too.
regards to a woman. And then the final straw was because I thought he was raw like me, because I say a lot of shit where people
And that's
say,
what I fuck with the
and
most
I'm-
is just that.
and
But
I'm raw like that, so it's like I'm never giving. Oh, that's too much. But it's like your daughter. And the person that made her, ain't no way. Like, even if he would have said, fuck the baby mom and not the daughter, fuck the daughter, not the baby. But the combination made me think it ain't no way that both of them are these fucked up people and you're just this great guy.
Yeah, I can forgive fuck the baby mama. I mean, at least I can forgive that. But your daughter, really? Ninja, your daughter? Your own daughter? Nah, man, I can't collect myself. As a dad, again, as a dad, really hands on, I just can't accept it, bro. I can't accept it. I'm getting a feedback, but let me bring you guys on one at a time. Hold on. 1 second here. Where do I put you? I put it right here.
No, what's up, Nana?
What's up, Daniel? I got you, bro. Come on.
No, how you doing?
Good, sir. How are you, bro?
Man, pretty good today, man. I'm avoiding everybody just out walking, eye exploring Fort Worth today.
Oh, wow. So you're in my backyard.
Yeah. I was in Fort Worth. I was walking downtown on the river, on the Trinity River. So I'm from the
Okay.
Dallas side, so I never really explored Fort Worth. So I was like, why not do it today?
Oh, that's good. It looks good outside. I haven't been outside the house. It looks good
Yeah, it's
outside.
warm. It's warm.
Yes, sir. What do you think about this Corey guy, man?
Corey.
Corey Holcomb, what he
Oh,
says about his
Anton
daughter.
Corey.
Yeah.
Um, I think he's very feminine overall, and I think Anton as well. He comes across, but yeah, I just don't think. I don't know. I haven't listened to him a lot, but I don't know. Doesn't come across as like a very genuine guy.
Yeah. Well, good for you that you don't listen to it, because when you listen to certain things, you get influenced by it. Salute to you, Dragon Blood.
Yo, what's going on? What's
Hey,
going on?
can you hear me?
Yeah, it's my first time on the panel here. I just be
Oh,
talking
shout
about
out to
shit in
you,
the
man. Thanks
comments.
for coming in. What you got for me?
Hey, man, we can start from the little ABC drama, man. I
All right.
thought like this is my whole thing about it. So I've been running into these guys for years. Like I started in like 2022. I was young. I was like 20 or 21. Like it's not really a good thing to run into these guys at such a young age. Like I felt like I was too young for the conversation. But overall, like, it don't surprise me all that's happened. Like, I wasn't too aware of the ABC thing, but like, you know how they sometimes they just start bragging about certain things. It's just like, I don't know. I don't
When you
let it
say
get to me too
ABC,
much.
are you talking about like the rainbow community? Because I see Joe Budden up here, and I didn't know that he was part of that
No,
community
he's
until
talking
just.
about the
Nope.
ABC story where they shout out foundational. They use the Tariq thing for
Oh,
interchangeably with Black Americans, and it wasn't Black Americans. It was Tariq shit.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I should have been a little clear. Sorry about that.
oh, my bad. My bad.
No, you
Nah, that
good,
makes
bro.
sense. That makes sense. But honestly, that's the whole thing of like, if we're talking about foundational Black Americans, I mean, they're even gonna say, well, Obama's not even one. I mean, they're just gonna keep doing it until they just like blow themselves apart, have no allies,
Oh, they've
and
already
shoot
done that,
themselves in the
bro.
foot.
They already did that. They canceled Obama. They canceled Marcus Garvey, Shirley Chisholm. They canceled every single person that would be considered like useful to like American history in terms of black people. Like everyone has been removed. So they're just
And
unserious. They have no allies. Basically,
and 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 that's weird to me because like I'm not a big Barack Obama fan, but if you erase him from history, it's like you can't pretend people don't exist. Like that's the most dumb thing ever. You know what I mean?
no,
Yeah, even
exactly.
even me, like I said, politically, I'm not really an Obama fan, but
Yeah, but
even
you can't
that, like
pretend
I
like
won't
he
just,
didn't historically become the first person like to ever. You know what I mean? Like do what he did.
Yeah, of course.
With
He's history. Like you literally cannot erase that man from history.
yeah, like it or not, for sure. I'm with you on that. Whether you like him or not. And then even with like Marcus Garvey and all these things, like can we actually point a thing to Dr. Omar? He's the biggest scammer. Wasn't he supposed to start that school and teach Swahili? And he
Oh, that
hasn't
that's
nigga
done it
full
for
of
another
like the
shit, man.
that's
last
another
10
beauty, man.
years.
That's another
Like
beauty.
that nigga was supposed to have a whole oh excuse my French. Um, but he had a whole school teaching Swahili and he hadn't done anything for the air quote Pan African. He's a grifter, bro.
Let me tell you
Yeah.
something, man. Cause I'm living the area. Well, I don't live in the area anymore. I'm from Philly, but I went down to Delaware, like the buildings, bro. If you see the quality of the buildings, like it's literally in the middle of the trenches. It's in the hood. It's like it's no work has been done to the buildings. It's literally just he painted the door like red, black, and green. That's it. Other than that, there's no work. It's not gonna get built no time soon. There's no school, man. He just collected people's money. I don't know how
Oh,
niggas haven't seen how
let me
like
shout out
And honestly,
Glitter
I'm all against
Stars.
like
Shout
all the
out to you.
Somalian air leering centers, but they ain't no different than a Dr. Umar leering center. That man been stealing millions of dollars for air quote good cause, which is a good cause in theory, but he's been taking millions of dollars for a school that he hasn't created in years. And he's been going on podcast tours for years talking about he gonna build a school and how he's pro black, pro black, pro black, pro black.
man, that man is just
Man,
trying to collect some money, man.
I'm waiting for a day where YouTube can return to where it's just entertainment and not all this grift, you know? Like
No, for real. Everybody's trying to make something off of YouTube. Like they're really trying to like everywhere I turn, people that were just regular, you know how some people have like their channels, like they were doing maybe hair or talking about sports or something or music. Like they're all going towards that FBA grift. I'm not sure if people think it's just lucrative or do people believe what they're saying? I don't know, but it's just something I've
it,
noticed.
I think it was lucrative to start. Right now, I really don't think it is because a lot of black folks have. It sounds good, right? If you talk to me about foundational Black American, it sounds good. It really sounds good. It sounds, especially if you look at it from the position of reparations, it sounds really good. It sounds like okay, well, we can start pushing the narrative here, right? You know. But then once they get into the Theta talk and like shitting on the other guys from the Caribbean and stuff,
Nah,
you tend to
let's
lose
actually hold their
allies,
feet to
right?
the fire. Why hasn't anybody sued them over the comes to Sherman saying 40 acres and a mule? Nobody's taking that to the Supreme Court. They all talk. Jesse Jackson, all these dumbass
You're
grifters.
cutting out
They've
bad.
been
You're
stealing black
cutting out
people's money.
You're
bad.
in the matrix, brother. I
They
can't hear you
haven't
that well.
even,
Yeah, you're cutting out. Let me
you know
kick
what
it
I mean?
off
Like
and
want
you
to be
come back.
black. And they
My man sound like a transformer.
Yeah. He's outside. He's gonna come back.
Oh, all right. But yeah,
Yeah,
man, it's a
yeah,
lot of these guys, man. It's just so much. It's so much to really like think about. You notice, and it's so crazy because I used to watch all these guys, Dr. Umar, and
yeah. They.
yeah,
I have my problems with the Pan Africans too. They started grifting themselves. They were telling people, okay, well, our cousins need something in Africa. We're gonna go help out, and it sounds good, right? Because blacks in America are the richest blacks. So even if you get $2 from each body, each one sends you $2, you can legitimately build a school on a $2 fundraiser. But what they did is, they'll show you the site and then they pocket the money and then they spend the money on bullshit. It's not like they're even spending the money on some investments. They just literally just blow the money, bro. Like they spend the money on prostitutes, they do bullshit with it. Then eventually people caught on to it. They're like, wait a minute, we've been giving these guys money. I'm talking about the Pan-Africans.
Right.
So that group that went towards Pan-Africanism, they moved away from it. And they needed another home. So then you have these Yvette Carnels come up with ADOS, which was the group, again, similar to FBA. The goal was to get reparations.
Oh yeah, I know about ADOS. I've been here since the beginning, man. I was a 16-year-old kid listening to all this bullshit go down, man. That's why I
Yeah.
said I was too young to really understand all these things happening as they were happening, but I was glad to be there. You know?
The goal is not bad. The goal of pushing for reparations is not bad. But also, none of them have really put together an effort to go for it. It's not in Congress. There's not even a bill, bro.
Oh yeah, it's all nonsense. They don't. This is the thing with FBA. Like they really didn't bother to get themselves politically aware. Like these are the same people that say that they don't want to vote. Like whether you vote left, right, whatever the case may be, fine. Vote. Like do something politically. You can't just sit around the internet and expect reparations to fall in your lap. I don't think it works like that.
You have to fight for it. Like I said,
Yeah.
I've always said Martin Luther King gave everybody a blueprint of how you get things done, right? You need to lobby for these things. And lobbying means you need allies.
Of course.
Remember, this is why, like even during the civil rights era, they had a lot of support from blacks in Europe, blacks in the Caribbean, in South America, and in Africa. They really had support. And then when we were going through our struggles to get independence, we got the most support from blacks in America. Nelson Mandela would not be Nelson Mandela without the pressure that blacks in America put on the US government.
Oh, without a
That's
doubt.
what that's how the South African government was sanctioned. People don't even know this shit. South Africa's government was sanctioned by America. They couldn't trade with the US. And that was because of I've forgotten the congressman that died in from Alabama. He was part of the Selma March.
You talking about John Lewis, right?
John Lewis and all them guys, they were all part of it.
Oh yeah, that was my guy. Fuck with me.
Yeah, they were all part of it. So people don't understand, like the global black coalition has always helped when it comes to issues like this. Now, are there some differences? Are there some struggles? Do some of us come online and talk some shit? Yes, we do. It's part of being human, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Tariq Nasheed took it to a whole different level. I think he just did this to make money. Didn't think that people will buy into it like this, And then now it feels like they're trying to get away from it, but he's struggling. Sometimes when somebody comes on his live streams and they, like, these Africans are getting under his skin, they start talking about some bullshit that he doesn't like. He goes back to the same things that he's trying to get away from, But yeah. Let me finish out this video and then we'll get you to react.
This great guy, and then the way you speaking to them just publicly is, and they're not even famous. Like they can't come back and everybody gonna hear it.
That's how it started. Now Corey responded back to their conversation about him, which we covered in our last video. But then there's an update today where Joe Budden finally responded back to Corey responding back to them. Now, in our last video, we covered how Corey responded back. Now, Corey's response to me was a big mistake. If I'm Corey, bro, I'm chalking up to the game, bro. Right now, the entire internet is talking about me because of this video. What am I gonna do? Punch on the entire internet? No, right? You kind of just ignore it, you peep it, and move on. But Corey responded back, and Corey's response was trying to label Joe Budden as a woman beater as well, which I think missed the mark because there's been accusations of Joe Budden beating women, but we've seen a video of Corey Holcomb beating women.
Oh yeah, it was this other dude talking crazy about me. I couldn't help it. Some of these guys, I just gotta say something.
No.
Do you know who I'm talking about? Fruit Booty Buttons? Fruit Booty Buttons is a serial woman beater. Was talking about how he sat. They said the girl said he sat on my stomach and made me have a miscarriage. You know what he said? I sat on top of her titties or something. He said I sat on where her breast was. That's where I was sitting.
Oh, wow.
Fruit Booty Buttons, I know you ain't talking crazy about me, homie. I know you ain't talking crazy about me, homie. I mean, most of the time, all you guys who say what you say, I don't care what you say online. I expect you to talk about me. Yeah, Fruit Booty Buttons. They know who I'm talking about. Fruit Booty Buttons. That motherfucker say, I think he said I was a bitch ass nigga or something. Yeah, I'll be a bitch ass nigga online. Online, I'm a bitch ass nigga. Man to man, I ain't no bitch ass nigga, homie. But man to man, you a serial woman beater. Everybody do the homework on Fruit Booty Buttons and all of the women that have accused him of actually beating them up. Since you want some heat, since you couldn't leave me alone, everybody do the research on Fruit Booty Buttons and see how he is a serial woman beater. Fruit Booty Buttons? Yeah. Yeah. You and your crew talk about that since y'all need subject matter, because y'all admit y'all watch me. I don't watch y'all. I just saw that. I saw that clip where y'all was talking crazy about me. I'm like, what? They talking crazy about me? This man jump on women. Do you think this is a lie? A lot of men who mess with men and women fight women.
Corey got into this whole thing where he's accusing Joe Budden of also sleeping with men as well, but
isn't exactly what I said? The men that hit women, they tend to usually have a feminine side. There's a potential that they sleep with both men and women. And then Corey Holcomb says that, but he's being recorded for hitting a woman. Same shit, bro. Oh, I missed. I think this guy was trying to join. I may have missed him.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, because I was here earlier, but it dropped me off apparently. But it feels like, doesn't it feel like he's kind of projecting a little bit? I don't know if I'm tripping or not.
Yeah. That's what I get from it.
It's a full projection.
Yeah, that's not cool at all, man. Like, jeez.
I think Corey does himself a grave injustice because Corey Holcomb, like one of the biggest selling points of Corey Holcomb's podcast is how he's different from these industry dudes. And the reason why he's not as big as he's supposed to be is because he goes against the industry, and these industry dudes are all closeted homosexuals. Mm-hmm. But once you start accusing everybody of being closeted, then the shtick kind of loses its teeth, right? Because if everybody is closeted that you don't like, then we can't really take nothing you're saying too seriously when it comes to that particular subject line. Now, Joe Budden responded back to Corey Holcomb, calling him a woman beater and claiming that he's homosexual. Now, I want to say this. I listened to what Corey had to say and what Joe had to say. Joe ethered Corey, bro. This response was kind of sassy, but it has some teeth, bro. Pause, okay? So Joe Budden will start off by telling Corey Holcomb he don't really want no physical combat with him. He don't really want to fight. Right? He don't got the hands enough to be speaking to him the way he's speaking to him.
While I'm on the topic of losers, I went home the other day and saw that Corey Holcomb still had my name in his mouth. I'm really so confused about that with all the controversy he's been caught up in lately. Corey Holcomb, you don't fight well enough to do this with me. Like, we have video with you. You're not smart enough, strong enough, big enough, fast enough to do none of this you're talking about with me. We saw you with the homie Anton. He asked you to walk outside, and you remained stationary, Corey Holcomb. Please keep my name out of your mouth, and don't take anything I'm saying as, like, a threat to you. I wouldn't plan on doing nothing when I see you. Actually, if I saw you and we were breathing the same airspace, I would take it as a threat to me, a threat from God, a threat from life that we even in the same circumference. Corey Holcomb, your fall from disgrace has been one that should be studied, from kind of funny to kind of bummy to I'm just the dummy. You over there struggling. You look a sandwich away from welfare. You dusty dog shit in the face looking boy. Corey Holcomb, I can't believe that you are engaging this way when you fight that way. Honestly, it's over. You over there just lonely and poor. Your co-host look bad. Not the woman. I'm not talking about her. Everything over there look bad. I know you down bad because you on a Costco table podding in front of a fake plant that appears to be dying. You failed at fatherhood. You hate yourself. You hate your daughter. Your daughter hates you. You failed at fatherhood, finances. You failed.
And the reason why this is so potent, it's so lethal, is because everything.
So when he was doing a back and forth with Anton Daniels, he talked about Corey being really broke, and I think people didn't catch that. But it looks like he has some financial struggles. It's like he really has some financial struggles.
Yeah, bro doesn't look up to par. I can't even hold you.
Yeah. Salute to you, Mo. You're looking for an Alfred Damos replacement? Why are you leaving my bro? Alfred Damos is my G, man.
Oh yeah, I watch
Alfred Damos.
Oh, yeah, he be talking the real.
Yeah, I mean he goes a little bit harder than I do, but
oh, for sure.
Yeah, I think Alfred Damos goes a little bit way to the end of it. At least I try to be to not make it about everybody. I try to separate, like if possible, I like to make it about individuals, right? So if I'm talking about the Corey Holcomb, then it's about Corey and it's not about everybody, you know. But Alfred Damos goes a little bit, yeah, today. Which, you know, I like his show. I go over there from time to time.
I was about to say, do you think sometimes the reason he goes a little overboard maybe is because on the other side they go a little overboard? You know, you kind of gotta balance the weights a little bit.
Yeah. He does it because the other side goes way overboard. But I don't think he hates black people. I don't know. He's not. He goes way over there. I think it's a competition for who is thin skinned, right? And he goes overboard because he knows that the other guys, the other creators on that side, on the Tariq side, tend to be more thin skinned, and that will kind of like rage them a little bit. You know, that's why he does it that way.
Right.
I really like, for me,
they can only spam tether so many times before they just bail out.
Right. And I don't always talk about just this stuff. You know, if they don't do the ABC stuff, I'm not gonna talk about it. I like my content which is why I'm separating my live streams now from the main channel. I want to be more on the self-improvement, family type content on this one, where it's more about the issues where people can get some real gems to make their lives better, right? But yeah, Afridemos goes way, yeah, he goes a little bit on the extreme. Sometimes I'll be watching him like, man, I don't believe he said that.
I think Joe is saying is true. Like, Joe didn't tell not one lie, like, during this rant. Like, Corey Holcomb, daughter hates him. Corey Holcomb hates his daughter. That's evident. We've seen that on camera. The finances part. Corey Holcomb admits that TMZ is about to have him on welfare. He can't book a show.
You know, I haven't been working a lot of my gigs. I lost a lot of my gigs. So, by the way, thank you, TMZ.
You see, that's exactly what I said. Even though he screwed this up, he did the act.
He want to blame TMZ.
He get punished. He blames TMZ for publishing it.
Oh man, what happened to the accountability? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, what happened to the accountability? We need to start being accountable. Like, yo, I fucked this up. Why are we blaming everyone else and their mother except for ourselves?
Yep. Yeah, TMZ's got nothing to do with this, bro. They did what they do. If you mess up, they're gonna put you front street. You know, and he messed up. That's him. And instead of him, what happened to PR? You know how like all these guys used to have like a PR person that will kind of manage their crisis for them.
Yeah.
when you're going through this, you don't need to be on a live stream, bro. Because even I don't know what I was gonna talk about today. I knew the topic, but I didn't know what I was gonna say word for word. And it can go off the rails. So you don't do this on a live stream. You might end up incriminating yourself when you do these live streams, when you have deep emotion and everybody's coming after you. These guys are.
Did the lady ever press charges?
I don't think she did. But the statute of limitation for a lot of these things is like 5-6 years. So she can if she wants to. But sometimes you don't even need to press charges, bro. The venues are seeing this video, they don't want to be part of you.
So he's basically facing social repercussions, not criminal.
Exactly. Yep. The venues are saying, no, there's some issues here. We don't want you. So I guess he was going to Gary, Indiana last weekend, and they canceled. It was a boat party or something like that, which was going to pay him a lot of money. So he's lost some money. And there's other ones that have been canceled for the last week and a half. He's lost some money. That is why he was telling people in this same live stream, he was telling guys to sign up for the membership because it looks like this might be the only way he can make some money.
I mean, Walmart's always hiring.
Yeah. So for real though, like for him, his money is, he doesn't clip up his live stream, so he doesn't even maximize his YouTube earnings. He does the show once a week, which is not a lot. And he relies on the memberships. So because the membership is a flat fee, so he relies on those subscriptions to keep it going. And then of course he has to pay the co-host and the other groups of people, right? So the merch, the 5150 merch and the stuff he sells is really where the money is at. And if guys, I don't want to be spotted wearing a 5150 jersey after this one, you know what I'm saying? So even like the audience is starting to tune out. I saw the chat in the live stream. Messi, that was on our live stream right now, did a whole video about the chat of Corey. I'm gonna go back and see if she still has a video up, and I'll show it to you, where she breaks down what the chat was saying about this particular live stream. Yeah, he fumbled the bag, man. This is a Tommy Sotomayor issue, like similar to what Tommy did with his money.
I haven't heard that name in years. He's still on the internet?
Yep, he's on Rumble.
Oh, that's why.
He's on Rumble, but demonetized on YouTube.
Yeah.
So he's lost millions of dollars. You know that, right?
I didn't even know he was raking in millions of dollars, to be honest.
Oh, I mean, the potential he had. He was pretty much the first in a black commentary group to do this. He would have had millions of subs even before Kevin Samuels. So he would have definitely become a millionaire just on YouTube alone. Definitely would have been bigger than Anton. And he fumbled the bag. Like YouTube doesn't like the name Tommy Sotomayor. If you put him in your keywords, that video is not gonna move. Like the YouTube algorithm stifle, like it doesn't like the name Tommy Sotomayor.
Do you
like
think
nobody's gonna watch
that?
Huh?
Do you think there's a reason behind that?
Yeah. Because they banned him. He's banned from YouTube. It's not even demonetized. He's banned. He's completely banned from YouTube. I mean, Fresh and Fit, they are demonetized, which I think they might end up getting it back. But Sotomayor is banned. He cannot be on YouTube. Yeah, he can't be on this. I don't even know if you can platform him on YouTube. It's like, that's why a lot of guys are trying to stay away from him. And if you make videos where he's in, if you, maybe titles, you might get some views. But if you have him in your keywords, your video is not going to move, bro. You might end up screwing up your own channel by just trying to associate with Tommy Sotomayor. So yeah, these guys fumble the bag, man. They get the opportunity and they screw it up, and then they blame somebody for it.
I lost another gig today. Gary, Indiana on the boat. Y'all got me good. Y'all got me good. I'm losing gigs People are saying, Corey, the optics of that video. Yeah, y'all got me good, TMZ. I'm about to be out here on welfare.
And we do know the Corey Holcomb podcast isn't really profitable because, like half the shows are age restricted. Half the podcast episodes are demonetized. He don't really cut it up. They're live streams. Live streams don't make money. If Corey Holcomb posted an actual episode instead of going live on his YouTube channel, he'll be making a decent chunk of money, but he doesn't do it. He goes live. So Joe told 100% truth. Hey man, we're not in the same financial circles. But
Corey Holcomb has been stubborn to learn. I did a video about this, about like just from a creator perspective, about how messed up he was messing up his YouTube money. Like he was literally, the guys that react to his videos make more money than he does. He can hire somebody to do this. Corey Holcomb can hire somebody. He can chop up one live stream and make $10,000 per video. Like literally $10,000 from that one live stream chopped up into 5 or 6 videos.
I was about to say that. Why don't he hire someone? I don't think it would be that expensive to do so.
Yeah, and then they will do the thumbnails and everything. He doesn't even do thumbnails. So he's really not. I think it's a generation thing. He doesn't understand social media. But you can, like you said, you can hire somebody, bro.
Yeah, you can get one. Shit, someone who's a little computer savvy. Get one of your nieces and nephews or cousins, little cousins or something to go do it for you.
Yeah, it's like, hey, after every live stream, I want you to chop this up into 6 different videos and post them one a day every week.
Yeah, and give them a little.
If you make 100,000 views on each one of them, by the end of the week, you'd have 10 videos. You'd have a million views, $10,000 to $20,000, bro.
I don't think he's ambitious with the YouTube. That's just the thing. It all goes down to like, do you really want it? Honestly.
Yeah, but he's an entertainer. He's supposed to, because the old school of going to comedy shows is, how many guys go to comedy shows, bro? Unless you're Dave Chappelle
anymore.
And you think Corey's gonna get like a Netflix special. No, he's not. He's burnt bridges everywhere he's been, so he's not gonna get a Netflix special. I don't think he's talented enough to do a Netflix special. And that's just me keeping in the back, man. I like comedy. I watch a lot of these guys. He's not even top 20 or top 30. I don't think he can do a good stand-up that Netflix would want to be part of. So he's just like he's your typical hood comedian, bro. Like, just say, get 100,000 guys to like you, and then they'll come and watch your live stream and give you some super chats. That's it. He never figured this out as a business, so he didn't grow with it. Because if you take Anton Daniels, despite him being a machine, and then you take Corey Holcomb has been in the algorithm for decades, bro. He should be making the money so much easier on YouTube, and he still hasn't figured it out. Even the studio for a while now, he had audio issues, bro. Like he couldn't fix his own audio issues for a long time, and his audience were always telling him like, "Hey, Corey, man, you've been making a whole lot of money on this 5150 show. How come your audio is still messed up?" And then when he brought MTR in to do like an interview with MTR, it was all echoing the whole stream. They couldn't get the audio right. Yeah, man, that's Corey Holcomb.
Don't even stop there, man. All right, Joe put the dagger in and turned to twist and turn it and ain't let it go.
Failed it. Funny, your pod sucks. You failed at fodder. You just a failure all around the board. And don't forget the original point. You don't fight well enough to do none of this with nobody. So prayers up to Corey Holcomb. We're not going to go back and forth in an exchange because I just don't feel the need to do that with you. I was just shocked to see that you still had a voice over there.
Damn. You should have did that over the ether beat.
No, man, please. For Corey. Please, Corey over there, no shape up, a dusty derby. Corey looked like he looked like Grandless Pooba. Grandless pool, but Corey over there looking like the store runner for a black biker gang. Corey looked like he covered in just warts and scabs. Corey looked ashy yet damp. Like he like there's no reason why he shouldn't have the time for a back and forth with nobody right this second. It looked bad. It looks bad. It looks bad over there, and that's before he started losing all these gigs because of that video that came out. So, prayers up to you, my brother. You're gonna need it.
Damn, he killed him.
He fucked him up. He fucked him up bad. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, he killed him, man. And he's a comedian. Corey's the comedian. You're supposed to. Yeah,
Right.
I think that's the
Joe
end of
Budden's
his
a
show,
rapper.
man. Yeah, I think that's the end of his show. Oh, shout out to Messi Mitchell Live. You guys know we're a fan of the show. She's growing at almost 42K. So go over there, show her some love. She is a straight shooter. I was about to react to one of her videos where she went off, and I kidded, but I didn't react to it. I got to find it and do that reaction because that was she was spicy. But I'm gonna find the video right here. This is the video. I didn't get to watch it, but the title suggests exactly what I'm trying to talk about. So let's get it.
So as I'm sure you are all aware, last night 5150 was on and Corey was speaking about many things. Yes, he spoke about O'Shea. Yes, he spoke about TLA. If I'm not mistaken, he talked about Joe Budden. Haven't gotten to that yet. Video is coming. But when I came over here to see what was actually going on, what I was doing was looking at the comments because based off of last week and then based off of the little bit that I've heard this week, it really does sound like Corey Holcomb is playing the victim. Agree, disagree? Appears that many more people see it that way. So last week he was carrying on about the lady outside of the improv club that there's a court case or something going on. And he said he didn't hit her, had all these people come on to talk for him, even though he said he can't talk about the case. But he inadvertently was talking about the case because he wanted to get his name out there and his side of the story. I didn't see a lot of people talking about that. Then to this week, he's upset that O'Shea is making all these videos. TLA got thrown in the mix somehow, some way. I'm really not sure what's going on with Joe Budden. And of course, he brought up Anton's name. When I'm listening to the little bit that I've listened to, he's sounding like Kendra G. Y'all know Kendra G over there still allegedly suing MAB Dub because she don't want people to use her content. Don't use my content. You can't use my content. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have content. Last week, Craig and Corey was talking about all these laws, how the law worked, how this worked, how that worked, because they know to justify using Anton's minor daughter's photo and then speaking about her in an actual way to cover off on that. I'm still of the fact that that's the biggest thing of all of this, but I digress, right? The law, we know the law. You don't know. You can't say nothing. You don't know. You can't say nothing. That's what they were saying. Okay. So now this week, you coming back here basically saying that you're threatening people who talk about you. But a second ago, it was okay for you to use that kid's picture. But now this week, it sounded like he's not happy that people are using his face in thumbnails and he don't like it. So which one is it? Is that a hypocritical move or what? How is it that in 1 second it's okay? So and I'm assuming Corey listens to people on YouTube because that's how allegedly he found Fawcett. Shout out to our friend Fawcett. Riva, shout out to our friend Riva. Even Crimson Cure has been on there. Even TLA has been on there. So clearly he's in these YouTube streets. So is Corey Holcomb one of, as long as it's good about me, then I'm okay with it. But if it might be negative about me, I'm going nuclear, allegedly. Because that's what I'm hearing. I already heard it last week, but this week is like another indicator. He don't like any bad media or press or anything like that. What you doing with TMZ, I'm really not well versed on it. Have the F at it. They're a big old conglomerate. So you're going to have issue with everybody on YouTube now? So is it issue with everybody on YouTube? But I said, let me see what these comments are saying, because maybe it's just me. So we've had, the show was, 13 hours ago, 111,000 people, a little over 111,000. It's titled Love is Cursed by Monogamy. They had over 2,000 comments thus far. First one says, this man cuts off Craig when Craig is speaking real knowledge with nothing but bullshit. Running away the few people that stick around. I don't mean to cut you off 100 damn times. MF, you mean to do what you're doing. And a lot of people agree with that. I don't pay attention that closely. Maybe y'all know about that, right?
Yeah. You see, somebody saying, Craig, I told you to jump ship while you can. Yep. Yeah, you got it. When you're surrounded by a loser, you got
you got to step. You can't be there too long. You got to go.
Yep. He propped you up a little bit. then you're like, hey man, don't go when he's down like this. But just when you start to see that, especially he did that daughter thing a year ago, soon as you start hearing things like that, you got the fame. You say, hey Corey, I want to go ahead and start my own show, which I think he has a YouTube channel. Then you just slowly move away from that. But he's sworn his loyalty to Corey Holcomb. I've heard him say it on one of his streams that he's gonna like he's a ride or die Corey Holcomb, right? And that's not good for him.
Yeah, it's a mistake.
Because Corey's going down, bro. I've seen too many of these movies. I've seen a lot of guys go down for less. Yeah, he's gone, bro.
Yeah, and I heard that the lady that you were playing said that there was some sort of case, so that means that the woman that he hit must have pressed charges at that point.
Yeah, it could be, man. I might look a little bit into this. And somebody says, yeah, I actually watch Craig's show more than this now. You see, people are gonna move on from this stuff, man. The internet is very unforgiving,
Without a doubt.
especially when you get into like talking about people's daughters and little girls. Man, people are really, really sensitive to stuff like that, bro.
Yeah, that shit was corny. I don't know when that was thorough or cool or whatever the case may be. That was never. It's usually you don't talk about people's wives. You don't talk about people children.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah, they used to say even like for the guys that were street dudes would say even for the streets you always leave the women and children out, right?
Of
They were
course.
never part of the shit. And you got this guy on the internet talking shit about black women and then now talking shit about little girls. You know, like, geez, you're not gonna get a lot of people to sign on to that shit, bro. Because all of us have some little nieces and nieces, nephews, daughters, whatever. Not everybody has a daughter, but the majority of people have some type of, uh, you know, cousin or little girl in their family that they love, man. So I don't think people are just gonna move on from that like that.
Yeah, he's in deep shit. I can't even lie to you. I don't know how he gonna figure this out, or he might have to go pick a 9 to 5.
I
I
don't think he
can't tell you.
can either. I don't think he can.
Next one says COOECH. Crash out on everybody, Corey Holcomb. Corey just can't admit he isn't the man he pretends to be. Corey dressed like an undertaker if he was crippin'. That is funny. Corey keeps calling people moist, but he's the most sensitive dude I've seen in a long time. Listen to Corey.
He's so sensitive. I was very shocked to see that. Like no stoicism whatsoever. Like really, really like quick to pull the trigger type dude, right?
Yeah, I think it's a masculinity issue. If we being honest, this like you can't be this emotional about everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I always say. Like after studying these guys over the years, when they talk a lot about what a man is and who a man is, and it's constantly that, those are typically the guys that have issues with what it actually means to be a man. That's why I call out guys like MTR. I'm like, geez, you're not married, you're not in a relationship, nobody knows who you do shit with, yet you're over here teaching people how to prepare themselves for relationships. Like you should be the last person talking about relationships. And how do you get 800,000 people to listen to this shit? Or because of Kevin Samuels, right? Because you got all those guys that were listening to Kevin Samuels. When he died, they needed to find a spot, and you were the next one in line because they thought of you as a Kevin Samuels friend. But this guy has spent 1,000+ videos just shitting on black women. That's all he does with his YouTube channel. Just speaks negatively of black women.
Hey, banana, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It was crazy when Kevin Samuels, because it was so unexpected when he passed away, and you could just tell those guys were like ideologically homeless at that point. You know, it was just they were looking for something to cling on to after that. So you just see people just go different places.
All those channels blew up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all those channels, like 3-4 months after he died, all those channels, they were even going to women. They were going to Melanie King. You see black men in America listen to Melanie King, a woman, talk about other women. Some of them even went to Pearl Davis. You know that little the white chick,
Oh yeah, I
confused
know
white chick?
Pearl. I know Pearl. They
They
went
went to
all over the
Pearl.
place, bro. They even went to. There was another lady. Pink Book Lessons. I'm not sure if you're aware of her.
Oh, I heard about her. I don't know if she's still
Yeah, you know
around.
she on the FBA grift too now.
Oh,
She's
she
not even
was.
doing this no more.
Ah.
It's all connected, bro. They all do the same shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling people to
Crazy.
keep your money in your pockets, man. Don't be giving them these super chats, man. Keep your money in your pockets. Let them earn it with the views. You know, if you don't buy products, don't click. I've never bought anything on YouTube. Like, have you ever clicked a YouTube link to buy a product?
Huh, no, I don't buy shit from these people.
Yeah,
Let them go and work.
yeah, I've never bought it. I thought about buying stuff just to support creators, but the creators that I love, I'll just go on their live streams and give them super chats, which is what I've been doing. But outside of that, no, I'm not. I don't even know who clicks and buys these products. But soon as YouTube made this possible, all these grifters just jumped on it. It's become a hub for scamming, bro.
Oh yes, easy
And
grifts. Easy grifts.
yeah. And I like
100%.
guys like Ringo TV because Ringo is starting to, I would say over the last 2 weeks, he may have done it longer before I found him, but he's going really hard on some of these grift that is out there. But the problem is, are people gonna listen? You know,
Man, you
I don't
gotta
know.
let people find out by themselves. That's what I've learned. You can't save everyone. I used to be one of those dudes in different comment sections. I even made a couple of videos about these damn grifters and all that. But you know, at the end of the day, it was specifically Tariq Nasheed. I was banging on him hard because you know what I'm saying? I'm a child of immigrants. My parents are Nigerian. Like
Oh
we
wow.
yeah, it was personal to me. So I really wanted to stomp it out. So but
Yeah.
it's only to a certain point you can do it before you get burnt out. So I support other people. You know, I support you. I support Javen Bernadez. You know, a bunch of other
Yeah,
creators.
Javen is doing good, man. He's doing good. He's
Oh
and
yeah,
I've
he be
seen
putting
him.
belt the ass on him. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, and he does it with facts. You know, like he's not insulting anybody. He's literally just taking their talking points and he's breaking it down and showing them how dumb they are, right? Afro Think Tank does pretty good too. He whenever he doesn't always talk about them, but whenever something like this comes up, he'll make reactions to it and he'll talk about it. So there's a lot of Black Americans that are calling this shit out. They're seeing it and like, nope, we're not gonna let these guys, another group of dummies, take over us, right? Yeah.
No, for sure. You know, one thing that I never understood, it was always the talking point of like, oh, they tell their kids to stay away from us. When in reality, our parents just tell us to stay away from troublemakers, stay away from people that aren't ambitious, like you know, aren't doing anything with their lives.
Yep.
That's the
I've
main thing.
never
Like
heard an
you're an
African.
immigrant coming to a new country. Do you want your children to go around and get caught up with the wrong association? No, you want them to be on the right track to success.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You know,
You
like
know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm raising kids right now and I'm telling them the same damn thing. And like I said, my son's best friend is a Black American kid that was at the birthday party yesterday, and we're very impressed with his parents. And that's what I'm saying is like you got to pick who is gonna move with you, right? It's not a race thing. It's not a we hate them thing. It's just, hey, if you're not willing to do the work to be in this class, then I'm not fucking with you. Because I want my kids to do better. I don't want my kids to be complaining and scrambling and doing all kinds of bullshit. I don't have time for that shit, bro.
No, real talk. I have a friend of mine. He's Black American. You know, we grew up since kindergarten. Like, you know, in we would say the sandbox. We grew up together. We both went to private school together. I think that's the main thing too. Like, my parents really respect his parents. I think his mom's a nurse. His dad worked for the city, like public transportation, like driving the trains. So like they respect their work ethic. They have conversations all the time. They come to our house, we go to theirs. Like it's a real relationship. So it goes to show that we don't hate Black Americans. We just want people who have ambition, who are striving towards something in life. That's the thing. These guys are
Yep.
not doing anything with their lives. They don't want their children to be around riffraffs. Even Black Americans don't want their children to be around
Nope, they
riffraffs.
don't either. Yeah, they don't. Like I said,
Yeah.
the ones that I've worked with in corporate America, when we have our corporate meetups and we go with our families and we're hanging out, it's a vibe, bro. It's a vibe. We are because we think alike and we want the same things. So it's always a vibe. It's these guys on the internet that want you to like literally walk in the hood and start hugging everybody. You're like, geez, that's not gonna happen.
Oh yeah, not a chance.
No, that's not gonna happen because even you don't want to be there, right? Life has become a very class system now. You got to work yourself to something, and you got to make sure that you're raising kids so that they don't pick up some bullshit. Because if your kids pick up bullshit, man, you be going to jail every time trying to bail your kids out. I don't want my kids to even hear of the word jail. I don't want them to even know what it is.
Oh no, for sure. My parents would tell me one thing ever since I was young. They were like, if you they told me like this. I mean, you turn on the accent. They said, if you go to jail, we will not bail you out. You will stay in there. You will remain in the prison.
And they mean it, bro. They do mean it. Yeah.
100%. They stand on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They mean it, man. They'll watch you go there, man. Yeah, they mean it. Because to them, you've disgraced, like it's a family thing, right? Because there's another Nigerian family across the street whose kids are doing well. And if you're not doing well, then you're disgracing them. They see you as a disgrace.
Oh yeah, 100%. And there's another thing too that like I want to really stamp out this talking point. Even other like among ourselves, our family members, if they find like I had a family member, he was with the wrong guys. He was running around doing gang shit in Philadelphia. My parents told me stay away from him. It's not even just a different ethnicity issue. It's just mindset. Honestly, it's a mindset thing.
Yeah. Even like the Ghanaians here, the Ghanaians that get themselves up in, scamming and doing all that bullshit. I don't want my kids to play with their kids either. I know them. I know that I see them. They buy big houses and big cars, and I know that they're in some shit. I don't want my kids around them, bro. So even they are my own people, but I still don't want my kids around them. So yeah, it's the same thing. It's like we don't want. It's not selective based on race or because you're an American. It's just selective based on the fact that uh, you got to come along the ride with the same ideas that you want best for your kids and you want to do the right thing. Because like they say, we can be deported, they cannot be deported, and we don't want our asses to be deported for some bullshit. So you won't find us like going into these places, and yeah, we're not gonna do that.
Corey, I see why he hasn't gotten to certain career heights. He's like a dude who can play basketball but never could be on the school team because he has no discipline and thinks he knows it all.
Damn, they were really roasting him. You see what people are saying?
Yeah, they're going in.
These are
Rightfully
his
so, though.
fans.
At least it's like at least your audience is not like just on you 24/7. Like they're objective. They can see when you wrong, they'll call you out. You need people like that in your
Yep.
circle.
And look how many people are liking it. 139, 5 replies, 92, 99. So a lot of people agree with these people.
Corey is the common denominator. Now, if it was women, this is exactly what y'all would say. Not y'all, you know what I'm saying. But if this was a woman, that is exactly what would be said. You're the common denominator in all this. You're the one that's the only thing that's constant in all this. Maybe you're the problem. Does anyone think that they can actually say that to Corey Holcomb and it's going to go smoothly? You can't talk to people that think that they know it all. And I get that impression from him, just like many of the people that we see out here talking politically. But this is who everyone wanted to rock with all this time, that had no smoke, that had nothing to say about him. Everything he said was right. He a comedian, so that absolves every single thing because he's a comedian. Well, it wasn't sounding too funny last week, and it wasn't, from what I've heard thus far, sounding too funny this daggone week. But let me continue. Corey Holcomb equals always the victim, never wrong, never accountable.
I said this in one of my videos that because I'd watched him over the years, and that was exactly the pattern that I established. He was always blaming people for his problems. He was always a victim, that he didn't cut it in Hollywood because he wasn't gay. And he'd say it all the time. And his fans really believed it, bro. Like, they really believe that shit. I'm glad they're calling him out. Corey Holcomb equals always the victim, never wrong, never accountable for his actions.
It always goes down to accountability, bro. It's always, you have to be accountable in this life. You can't just roam around, blame everyone else for your problems. It doesn't work that way. My dad taught me that at a very young age.
Yeah. If what I've realized in practice is if you take on a lot of stuff yourself and accept things, you tend to do better. But if you always easily defer your problems to somebody, then you have an out. So then there's no motivation and there's no drive. And this is what I've said on YouTube all this time. I've stayed very consistent on this message because I know it's true. I lead a group of my YouTube channel is not, I see this as a leadership thing. My YouTube channel is not my first leadership experience. I lead a group, a team of 11 people right now. So I know exactly what I'm doing. This is why I have my monthly activities that I've just started, and I've opened it up to the public. It's not a membership. Everybody can participate. It's an honest system. So because there's more lessons to why I set it up as an honest system, so that you can, if you couldn't do it, you can openly, comfortably tell the rest of us why you couldn't do it, and then we'll give you some things to work on, so that the next set of things that we're learning, you're gonna be part of the learning process, and you're gonna do better and come back with a bang. And so far, some guys are coming along and they're doing very well. Like I check in, I see how they're doing. Everything that I'm doing is strategically the stuff that I've learned in corporate America over the years. I'm just sharing it with the rest of the world. It's all I'm doing. And not everybody's going to come along with us, right? Some will, some wouldn't. A friend of mine used to say, well, you won't get a lot of people to do it because it's free. I said, yeah, I know that. But then I also don't want to charge for it, because then there's a potential for people to think that it's a grift. So it's an honor system. You want to be part of it, be part of it. If you don't want to be part of it, stay in your old ways and do your things that way, right? And we'll see how it goes. But Corey seems like somebody that can be my student. And I'm just saying that in all honesty, bro, because he's done a lot of things wrong this week and last week.
I was gonna say, do you think that he would be humble enough, like to humble himself to even come for advice?
No, the way he is, no, he wouldn't. But if he hits rock bottom with this stuff, I wouldn't be surprised that he would talk to some. It wouldn't be me because I'm such a small channel, but I wouldn't be surprised if he calls up somebody that maybe a Messi or somebody that has 50,000 or 60,000. Because a lot of these guys look at YouTube based on numbers. So they think that if you don't have the numbers, then you don't have nothing to offer them, right? They don't look at it based on your training and your experience before you got on YouTube. They are looking at it from the position of, he has 10,000 subs. That's not good enough. That means he doesn't know what he's talking about. Even though I'm very new to this type of YouTube, they don't consider my wealth of corporate experience and my education. They don't add that shit to it, right? So, and the fact that I do it for free is also something nobody puts value on a freebie. And that's just capitalism 101. Nobody puts value on a freebie. But I'm still committed to doing it for free, because if you put a price on it, then I'm obligated to do that one-on-one mentorship. I'm obligated to check on people. I'm not obligated to do that. I'm only giving people 10 minutes of my time every week. It's not a lot of time anyway, right? So I rather like the flexibility of saying no, versus if I take your money, then I'm forced to. Right. Then what if I'm lying to you? If I take your money, there's also a potential that I'm trying to steal from you, right? Like what everybody else has been doing on the internet. And I don't want to be in that group of people. I don't want to even be close to that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm reading the chat.
The best way to support the channel. The best way to support the channel is to watch the videos, occasionally check in on the live stream if you can. Share the videos, talk to your friends about us so they can come here. I think let the advertisers pay for it. Don't pay anything out of your pocket. On March 1st, I'm gonna disable the super chats. You won't be able to send me super chats. I don't have a Cash App. I don't have a Venmo. I never will have those. So I'm gonna disable any other means of monetization on this channel and the other channel. It's only gonna be AdSense just from watching the videos. That's it.
Yeah, those guys, there are a lot of guys on here will spam their not super chat, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. They'll put it at the bottom of the screen, the top of the screen, the middle of the screen.
Yeah. Yeah, because then that means that you're not really doing it out of love. You're just doing it because you have to make some money. And thank God I'm not hurting for money. I just got a raise. My wife, no, mine wasn't recent. Mine was in September. But my wife just got a raise, like that'll kick in next week.
Oh wow, congrats.
That is more than I would ever make on YouTube anyway. And then I got a bonus coming in September and possibly a promotion in September. So I'm like, I don't need this shit, bro. I don't need anybody's money. I really don't.
That's really good. That's good. That's good to hear. I wish I could get to that at some point, man. Just have a good family. Like I'm young. I'm 24. I'm still trying to build
Yeah.
my life up a little bit. But
Yeah. You're in the right place for that, man. That's all we're sharing here. You're in the right place for that. I'm glad that you're here for sure. You're in the right place for that. Because a lot of people don't, and I know your dad is around too, so you can always go back and
oh
you may
yeah.
have watched them growing up, so you already have the playbook. Yeah. If you're Nigerian, you don't need me. You don't need me. You already got the playbook. So,
But yeah, my
unless
dad
it's
gave me
just
a
a
lot
few.
of advice. A lot of
Oh yeah.
advice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
What's
Well,
going
for
on in
his
your comment
actions,
section,
female
man? They
tendencies.
spamming random
I'm just
Nigerian names and African names.
where?
Yeah. What's
Here?
going on, guys? Let me read.
I'm 15 minutes behind it. Let me see. I know Saga is KF, salute to you, KF.
Oh, it says no famous Ghanaian or Nigerian people to talk about. I guess some guys, FBA guys, trolling.
Yeah, we allow them to talk that shit here. The only thing they can always talk about is music and entertainment. The whole world is talking about AI now, and they're talking about music and entertainment. Yeah, tell them about some Nigerian um, literature, including a Nobel laureate, Wole Soyinka, that won the Nobel laureate for literature. Chinua Achebe, Things Fall Apart.
Things Fall Apart. That's a classic.
That's a classic,
I
man.
read that in high
Chimamanda
school.
Ngozi. Yeah, man. These guys don't know. They don't know how great the Africans are, man. They got no idea, man. It's that superiority complex that we're talking about. They
They just
all
think we're
think,
bums. That's
yeah.
all it is.
Yep. Anthony Joshua. I mean, that's all I'm telling them, man. Very soon we're gonna even take over their music. You saw that Nigerian man win a country music award.
Oh yeah, Shabuzi, my boy. I fuck with
Yeah,
him.
man. We're already taking country music, right? And hip hop and R&B is bullshit nowadays, anyway.
I mean, even I'm gonna keep it real. Even in those sectors, we still have Nigerians that are doing their thing. Like there's it's a producer, Sunny Digital. He's Nigerian. I'm trying to think of another one. He's a little younger. You're not gonna know who he is, but Hurricane Wisdom. He's Nigerian as well. Like
Okay.
we're everywhere. We're in every pocket. There's some people that want to get into politics. I mean, I want to get into politics personally, but that like you know we're everywhere, man. There's no stopping us.
Yeah, no. Nigerians are miles ahead right now. Right now, like, dude, my close group of friends are Nigerians. Like the guys that I have a beer with or hang out with are Nigerians, and I know what they're doing in America. I wish some of them would join my live streams, bro. Like I know what these guys are doing. They're on a whole different level of the money game right now. They're not even thinking about these small little salaries here and there, bro. Some of these guys are going into contracting and doing some serious money things, bro. Yeah, you're in the DFW area, so you've seen them. You see them in Killer, you see them in Prosper, bro. You see them in Frisco.
Oh
Who do
no,
you
I'm
think are
not in the
buying these
DFW. I'm
homes?
in the DMV area.
Oh, yeah, in the DMV. Okay,
Yeah, I'm in
okay,
the DMV.
okay. Yeah, man. This no, they're killing it, man. So yeah, let them sit on the internet and complain while we eat their lunch. Very soon that hip hop will die. Nobody will listen. Look at the NBA is already. Look at the NBA right now, bro. I think the top 5 players right now in the NBA are all foreign born.
Yeah,
The
I think
NBA, bro.
you got
Shea
I think you
Gilgeous
got Jokic, I
Alexander.
believe. Well, he white. Well, I mean it doesn't
Yeah,
matter. He's foreign. There's
foreign.
Jokic.
Yeah.
There's Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, Shea
That's
Gilgeous
my boy.
Alexander. Yeah, Shea is from Canada.
Yeah, Shea.
Yeah. And what are the US players doing? They're all injured. Anthony Davis, always injured. Can't get in shape. Zion Williamson can't get in shape.
Oh yeah, he got a bunch of problems, even off
It's
the court.
See, the world is a meritocracy, man, and a lot of these guys are starting to get exposed. That's what we're seeing. This is why even the NBA is slipping away from them. I saw somebody do a YouTube video. One of these FBA guys do a YouTube video complaining about how the NBA is deliberately removing Black American players. I said, no, they're not. It's a league.
It's a world stage
That attracts the best talent across the world, like we're doing in corporate America. So what is going to happen is the ball players, the football players. Wait till the Africans learn how to play American football too.
They're trying to do that right now. They're going to Africa right now. I think it's the U.S. Africa or NFL Africa program. They trying
There
to
you
build
go.
these guys.
Yeah. That's the real substitution you should be worried about. Wait till they start getting into your American football, and now they've already taken over your basketball. Just see what's going to happen. And you're not in AI, you're not in science, technology, engineering, and math. A bunch of you will be competing in robots at the warehouse for warehouse jobs. That's what it's about, man. So you should be coming on our side so that we can show you the game. Sit on the internet and play games, man, because we are thinking a whole different. What AI is about to do to minorities in America is gonna be so crazy, bro. Just give it another 5 years. Let's see what's gonna happen. A
It's
lot of
already
people.
so crazy, and it's only been what, a couple years. I think 20. I started noticing around 2023, maybe. Just about. It's
Yep.
it's really going to be
Yep.
interesting.
You're losing the music, you're losing entertainment. Now you're losing the sports gradually. You mentioned Giannis, Shea Gilgeous Alexander. What's the other guy? I heard this guy, even that the guy that used to be at Houston, that the Memphis guy that was at Houston, the Canadian, that's also a Canadian guy. The guy that always used to do tough things, like he tries to hurt people.
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. He's a rough guy. He likes to do the Draymond Green stuff.
You talk is you talking about Pascal Siakam? Nah, I don't think you're talking about Pascal Siakam.
Well, Siakam is also there.
Yeah,
Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid, that's my boy. Sixers.
Sixers, yeah, Joel Embiid is there. So, but I'm talking about this guy that he used to play for Houston. I think they just traded him. He's Canadian and he likes to play. He was part of the Memphis core. He was always getting technical fouls.
Yeah, it's
Light skinned
escaping
dude.
right now.
Yeah, light skinned dude. He was part of the big three with Ja Morant and the other guys when they were at Memphis. Yep, those guys they are losing. So right now, basketball is starting to slip away. When basketball slips away, what else they got, bro? The internet and Tariq Nasheed.
Yeah, I'm about to say they all could be YouTubers. Even
Yeah.
no, if we even be talking about YouTubers, we could go there with YouTubers. Like we're in every single section of anywhere that you can make some money. I'm gonna be honest, because
Yeah.
even the streamers, AMP, a lot of the people on AMP, they're they might be African or Caribbean or something,
Yeah, the
So
Caribbean, because the Caribbean guys
we're
too.
wherever we need to make money. I think that's just in our DNA. It's in our blood. We just go where their money goes.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be a sorry sight, man. I mean, I saw this when I was in grad school, man, and like just before this AI took off, I knew like all the guys that were coming through at my school's program. I could tell that they were gonna do well, and I wasn't like it just played out the same way I predicted. And I didn't see, bro. I was on campus for 2.5 years, and I didn't see a single Black American come through our graduate program, not even one, bro. And I'm not lying. I taught some of them developmental math to get them into undergrad, but most of them will flunk out of math. So, they will just go and do bullshit courses. This thing is real, man. The things that I talk about, it's not out of hate. It is real, man. You're witnessing the great replacement. This is why they are worried. And the Tariqs, they realize it. And it's also a realization that they can't fix it. Because fixing it means living right. Fixing it means going to school. Fixing it means cleaning up the neighborhoods. Fixing it means changing the culture. And they don't want to do it
Yeah, they're
because
not gonna do it.
they've been they are outpowered by their lowest class.
Let me tell you something. Nah. Like I just had a conversation the other day, and I met some people, and we were having the conversation. And when you go naturally, you talk to people new. You want to know what they kind of do with themselves. So naturally, you ask like, "Oh, you work, you go to school," and most of them were like, "No, I don't really. School not for me. I don't understand. Like college is not for me." And I don't understand that type of that mindset, honestly. Cause like ever since I was young, my parents, college. If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
maybe if you want trade school, but most of the time it's college.
No,
So
it's mandatory college, bro.
yeah,
There's no, like, for me, my kids, it's mandatory college. You have to go to college. I don't even care what the college outcomes are when you graduate. It is mandatory college for my kids. Mandatory college. There's no, dad, I want to go to trade school. Fuck that shit, bro. Because college is also an experience.
yeah,
College is not just because you're reading a book, it's an experience. It also teaches you how to be organized,
no,
because
for
you have to
sure,
wake up and make your bed and go to school and take a bath and go to school and plan your meals. And it's a simulation of your life independently. So people always look at college like, oh, you went there, you didn't get a job. That's not what it's about. It's a lot. That's why it's a university. It's universal learning. You're going there to learn and grow as a person. So for me, whenever people ask me what I should do with my children, I say, send them to college, man. If you want to go military, go college first and then go military. Because then you're gonna start at a second lieutenant, which is much better. So for me, it's college or nothing. I'm still a strong advocate for college education, man.
yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I could be a little transparent about myself. I was trying following these guys in a way. I'm like, you want
Or
to be
like how
cool, right?
you can make quick bucks so you don't have to go to school and
Yeah,
trade and all that
I want to be
bullshit.
cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I was more like I was a music guy. Like I wanted to do a little music, did my little music here and there. And I was like, people in my ear like, go, bro, go be a rapper. Go be a rapper. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be a rapper. My mom was not happy about that shit. And I was
Yeah.
just like, you know what? I'm not even gonna do school. I'm just gonna go like work somewhere. Like I was working at a warehouse. Work somewhere, and then just put into the rapping or whatever. Then one day it's like it just clicked. Like everything my dad was telling me, it just went into my mind. I was like, bro, what are you doing? Go to school. Go
Yeah.
go do something. Not saying I don't like music, but went to do
Bro,
something. Like this is my
I even
last.
tell 40-year-olds
Yeah,
to
it's my
go to
last year.
school.
I graduate next year.
Good
So
for you, man. Yeah. I
yeah,
even tell 40-year-olds to go to school, bro. Yeah, because it's not too late. I know what it did for me, and with the right mentorship, I know what you can become. I would be nothing if I didn't go to college. Okay, absolutely nothing. Because I didn't get any inheritance from my parents. So literally, I built everything that I have. This is why I said I was able to do it because of college. I first taught myself from a theoretical point of view. I taught myself what capitalism was.
right.
Then I taught myself money and just how money is set, the structure of money itself. And I also built good habits, and saving money was like one of my best things, man. I know how to save money like a motherfucker. I think I should write books on it, which is what we're gonna do next month. We're gonna be talking about savings because that's one of my strongest strengths. So I learned how to save money. Then I also learned how to invest money, and eventually I did well. Like I took the long route, not the online bullshit of get rich overnight. Okay, my investment strategy has been on for the last 12 years, pretty much. So I took the very long route, and I think my outcomes were much better because I wasn't hurting for it. I wasn't looking for an overnight result, an overnight success. I just did things that have been in the books repeatedly, you know, just complete repeatedly. And I did a lot of mine through funds instead of single stocks. Most people do single stocks, all risk. Nope, I didn't do none of that shit, bro. Funds, and then index funds, and then compounded index funds. And I did that over and over and over and over and over. You know, so yeah, we'll get to those topics in the future.
Yeah, I would love
Where
to hear that, man. I'm
yep,
always looking for some ways to make some
yep.
money. So
I
yeah.
did one on credit, so that's also on the channel. Whenever you get a chance, it's an
Oh
hour
yeah, for
video.
sure. My friend folks already put me on the credit. I think I have like a seven. Last time I checked, it was like a 750 something. I don't remember, but
Yep, yep.
my
So
my
there's
score is
there's
okay.
something there. There's something there for everybody because you said the last time you checked. But if you watch my video, you would know it offhand because I also talk about monitoring. I talked about
Mhm.
credit from the start to the finish.
Okay,
So I
I'll
teach
check it out for
people
sure.
about monitoring, how to dispute it. It's a free video. It's on the web. It's on the channel. You find it. But yeah, I talked about monitoring, how to monitor, where to go for monitoring, the advantages of monitoring. I also talk about disputes, your last resort, how to get certain things removed from your credit. I talked about everything, bro, from like the very start of the credit system to the last part of it. And
Yeah,
I
I need
tried
to
to
check
do
that
every. I
out,
did
man.
it on a live stream, but I kept it on the channel so that everybody can see it. So um, there's something there for everybody. Even the guys that have been masters at it, it's for a beginner, it's for an intermediate, it's for a master, it's also for somebody that is rebuilding. All of it is in there. I talked about all the aspects of it. You know, with time I'll talk about taxes too, because I do my own taxes, and I've even when I've done businesses in the past, I've done my own business taxes. So I'll talk about that in one of the videos. But the next phase of my strategy is savings, teaching people some of the strategies around how to save money. Most of it is mental. And it's also centered around being a minimalist, like not buying bullshit, So it all come up, it's all public, all of you will see it. I'm making this open because I think this information needs to be out there. YouTube doesn't push it. That video only has 100 views, but it's
Yeah, I
still
was
out
about to
there.
say that's the reason I watch all your videos. I didn't even know that this video even came out.
Mhm.
You know, the algorithm be weird.
Yep. It's earlier. It's 100 views, but it's been up for like a week, and it's only got 100 views, right? So, but I didn't do it for the views. I did it for my audience, so it's there, and anybody can go back and watch it. I'll download it if I was you, even so that it's on your hard drive somewhere, and you can always go back and look at some of the things that I talked about.
No, for sure.
I'm just reading comments. Lita Turnley only read and broke down what might happen. And that is true because we watched that and I played some of it as well. I did a reaction to some of it as well to also prove what the law was with the attorney. He's still mad. And Lee wasn't coming at neither one of them. Everybody, whether you like or hate TLA, he don't be coming at people. He really don't be coming at people. That's a lawyer that want to make sure that he get everything that he can. No shade against lawyers, because I'm a lawyer here on YouTube, okay? Never forget that. It says, stop cutting people off when they are talking, Corey. It's disrespectful. You ask them their opinions, and as soon as Craig or Dee say something, you interrupt them with some bullshit. Now, that's a completely different person. A classic case of I can say what I want about the world, but no one can say anything about me. Okay, so it's not me. It's not me. I've been said this, but now at least I see that.
She didn't even sample out these comments. She's just reading them in real time because this was only 6 hours after the video posted. 4 hours, 6 hours. These are the comments.
Yeah, she's just
Not
scrolling.
if
It looks like.
she's just she's just scrolling. So I watch her. Messi does live streams. She's a streamer. And then this is a clip of a stream that she did. So these are streams. It's not even like a video that she did. So this is her reacting to this in real time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like she picked out the negative comments. It's all negative, man. They were just like, people are fed up with this dude, bro. I'm telling you.
I see that people are seeing the same thing. This is like week number 3 in a row. It was all funny and dandy 3 weeks ago. Then last week. Now this week, Craig going down with the ship. Darlene got her income tax check on the way. She was looking for a reason to flee. I don't know if she left or not, but
Yeah,
57.
and he went after Darlene, but I hope she doesn't come back. Yeah, she can start her own show. She's funny. She can start her own show, and I'm sure some of the guys are gonna watch. I don't know what she will talk about,
Wait,
but
who's
she's been in
Darlene?
the woman on Corey's show.
Okay, I didn't watch it, so I
Like
don't
a
know.
co-host, yeah. But she's been on the show, so a lot of the guys know her. They crack jokes with her. She's funny. She may not be able to command the show by herself, but she's talented. She's been in LA and in media for many decades. Like, she's been out there, so she can build a channel. She can. I don't know if she has already, but she could probably build a channel, bro. Like, All you need is 100,000 subs to make a decent living on YouTube, and people already know her. So these are like what was the name? When Brett Cooper left the Daily Wire, she opened her own YouTube channel. She hadn't posted a single video, and she got up to 800,000 subs within 2 weeks without posting a single video because people already know who she is. So Darlene can open a YouTube channel and people are going to know who she is, and she will get 10, 20,000 subs in a week. And she can build her own platform. You don't need Corey Holcomb. This is a right opportunity for her to jump ship.
D714, Craig crazy. They're brave for sitting on them white couches. Craig next, laugh out loud. As soon as he disagrees with something Corey say, show falling apart, sad but kind of fun to watch. So these are the people that watch regularly. I don't watch the show regularly. I watch it because I know something's about to happen with this latest fiasco, but I haven't even gotten to it yet. I watch Corey over the years, and he do fall out with everybody. Burning bridge after bridge. Corey is the perfect example of a man stuck in his ways. It is what it is. Corey offended by people referencing the law. But they were the ones that were referencing the law last week. And I'm like, oh, so now all of a sudden y'all know the law, but only when it comes to you. But now this week it's a different daggone story. Okay. Darlene looking nice today. Damn, Corey burns more bridges than a supervillain in a Saturday morning cartoon. That's funny. I mean, I'm emotional and I can't let go. Y'all already know that's my song. Shout out to Carl Thomas, but that's what it says. It says Corey is spinning. Crash out Corey Holcomb. There's no good conspiracy to stop you from calling people gay for a couple hours a week. I knew he wasn't going to appreciate Duke talking about him. O'Shea. Bro is spiraling. Take a week off. This stuff really bothering dude. Hey, Craig, we know Corey, your homie, but allowing the ship to sync with you on it and not speaking up is crazy work. So I'm just going straight down as what these comments are right here. I ain't scrolling nothing.
You see, I told you she did this in a live stream, so she's not even changing anything. Not even one comment to support him, man. His people already jumped ship, bro. Yeah, his people already gone. They don't want it to be part of this shit.
I ain't changed nothing, but this is the majority of the comments, so at least I know it's not just me. I didn't already picked up on it. Some will disagree. I wait to see what Fawcett has to say, and I'll eventually get to what he said.
Yeah, because Fawcett is a fan of Corey Holcomb. He's literally built his channel off of Corey Holcomb reactions. I have to think that he's going to be in support of it. I don't have the time to play his reaction, but I don't think he's got because he's also part of the Red Pill whole, women hating group. I don't think he's got the fortitude to speak against Corey Holcomb. I doubt if you would. I'll go back and listen to it offline and maybe react to it if it's worth reacting. But yeah, this guy is done, bro. And here is in Messi's comments. Who is that? Who's it? Unsubscribing from this immature and childish channel. She's too old to think so ignorant. Who is that? Probably like another woman hating guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds like probably a Corey supporter.
A Corey supporter. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's a Corey supporter. And she pinned it because she's tough skinned, she knows how to handle her own. If anyone ever wondered what a 58-year-old child looks like, exhibit 5150 exactly. Biggest crash out fallout of all time. Crybaby surrounded by yes men. Exactly. It's hard to watch, bro.
Yeah, it's sad, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It's pretty sad.
Oh yeah. Let me see, man. It looks like I'm gonna wrap this up here. Let me see if there's any comments that I'm missing. Yeah. Salute to you, Rainbow. Salute to you, Jeff. I see you in the chats. Rick is here. Salute to you, my bro. Let me give you the last word here, Dragon. So we'll wrap this up.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Down with FBA, down with Corey Holcomb, and I hope to see y'all win. That's it.
Yeah, all right. Hey, thanks for joining the show, man.
No,
come back for sure. Do
Pleasure.
come back. All right, man. Good people. Y'all have a great week. I did share the stream with the new channel. It's not a new channel, it's my old YouTube channel that I haven't posted on in years. I used to do, what was I doing on that channel? I used to do when doing the woke bullshit. I used to do a lot of woke videos on that stuff, like transgender and woke videos. And they used to get a lot of views, man. I have videos on there that were 200,000 views. That's why I have that many subs over there, right? Because I deleted a lot of the videos, but most of my videos were 100,000, 200,000. Minimum I would get it then there was like 7,000 because it was really trending over the years when I was doing those. So I didn't delete the channel. I just went back to it and changed the name on it to Nana Kweku Live. That way I don't have to build from 0 subs. I've seen some of you have already subscribed there, so thank you. Our live streams will move to that channel. The clips of that live stream will then come to this channel because YouTube is doing some funny bullshit with the algorithm, and that has forced me to move to that direction. I'm gonna head over to the community tab and share this thing with you. If you haven't seen it, I just made a post before this live stream. I put here, let's see if it'll blare out. So I put here everything that I've invested in this channel. All the equipment. I didn't put like the wires and all the little tiny things that I buy from time to time and the trial and errors that I've done. But I used to stream on my wife's old MacBook M1, and my son cracked the screen on it. So I decided not to use that M1 again. I was using it for the time being. Sometimes I use the home desktop from time to time, but I didn't like the sound card in that one. So I went through buying a bunch of sound cards, and I was like, geez, I'm tired of buying these sound cards. Let me just go buy a Mac Mini. So I think about 3 weeks ago, I bought the Mac Mini, and that's what you guys are watching me from. It's doing very well. That's the largest investment I've done on the channel. 599,000. I just bought the basic specs that come with it, not the pro version. It's more than enough for what I need a live stream for. Our ring lights are still here, $47. The 1 terabyte SanDisk for my GoPro, $299. I bought the GoPro Hero 12 when it came out. Is when I bought it, so I've had it for a while. I don't use it in the studio, but I use it when I travel and stuff. So that's also like because of YouTube. That's why I bought it. So that's why I put it up here, $399. And the webcam that you see me on is the Osbot Tiny 2 AI webcam, which is beautiful. I love it. $299. I don't anticipate that I'll ever make any more purchases for this YouTube channel. I'm never going to have a multicam. I'm not doing none of that shit. What I have now works perfectly. So, and most of these are new. Like this Osbot has only been here like 3 or 4 months or 5 months. The GoPro is probably about a year, but it's still really good. I know they got a 13 out. I'm not going to upgrade. My 12 does fabulous. 5.3, whatever they call them nowadays, right? 5.3K, so that's plenty of, and I only shoot in 1080p anyway, so that's more than I need, right? It's an overkill. And this is not the only SanDisk I have. I have smaller ones. I have a 512 and I have, I think, a 2 whatever. So I'm good also on memory. I don't think I'll buy anymore. And I have an SD here at home that I've always had that I can use if I need more storage. I'm never going to change the lights on this or add any more to it. So this is the exact fixed cost of my YouTube channel. Then bottom here is my recurring cost. This is what I pay for every month. $49 for the EV Max Pro that you guys are watching me on. Salute to Buck. I was forced to buy YouTube Premium today. That's why you guys see the premium thing on the top, and you didn't see any ads today. So I did buy the premium. It's $13 a month. And then I upgraded our internet to 2,000 Mbps from 1,000, which I think is an overkill. I may drop this back down to 1,000 because we're only using about maybe 50 Mbps for our multi-stream. So it is a bit of an overkill, but 50, in case one day I decide to stream in 4K, at least I won't have issues. So that's about $50 extra that I pay a month for my upgrade. Oh, and then I bought a cable, Ethernet cable to plug in directly. So now we're not doing it over Wi-Fi. My AI subscription for thumbnails and research is $19.99. And then my editing software is $15. So this is roughly, it cost me about $140 ish. If that, no? Is my math right? Yeah, 100. Yeah, it's roughly $140, $150 a month to run my YouTube channel. Okay. This is the fixed cost. And on this page, this is all the money the channel has made so far. So that is why I put it 365 days up, but we've only been monetized for 90 days. So this is what we've made in 90 days, but this is also what the channel has made lifetime, including super chats, including you watching the, those were the only two ways of money, super chats and you watching the videos. It's $949 so far, but I figured, if I remove super chats, so with super chats, it looks like we're averaging $300 a month. If I take out super chats, I think we're going to be able to do $150 a month from views. So since my overhead here is about $150, it looks like the views is enough to pay for this channel to run. So because the views is enough to pay for this channel to run, my upfront cost, which is about, if I should add this up, probably about $1,500. If we've already made $900, then I can take up the rest of the cost. My monthly expense about $150, which I think will make it in views. Then there is no point in you giving me super chats. Okay, so I will remove super chats from this channel and the other channel. So this is why I put this up. I said thank you guys for supporting the channel. We've reduced upfront costs, and ongoing costs are covered through ads. So starting March 1st, there will be no super chats. Okay. We've never had memberships, cash apps, Venmo, affiliate links, or product sales. And this might be upsetting to a few of you, but it's okay. I hope you guys understand why I'm doing this. The live streams will move over to the other channel, the Nana Coco Live channel. And I've also posted these up for your reference so you can see it. I'm a very transparent person when it comes to this. So the bottom line is, I think with the success we had our first 3 months has made it possible for me to run this YouTube channel at zero cost. Zero cost, maybe $10 profit a month. If we that, so if we get a lot of videos and a lot of views, yes. But I think without the super chats, we can still do $150 a month, which will completely pay for the channel. And that's all I need. I don't need any more money to run this. Also, the frequency of me posting and the live streams frequency, nothing is going to change. It's not one of those things where because we remove the incentive, which is the money, then all of a sudden the content is shut down too. No, nothing is going to change. Everything is going to remain the same because we still need the views to be able to pay for the channel, right? So my goal is to suspend the super chats completely indefinitely so that it never comes back to the channel. It's one YouTube monetization feature that I will not use. And the reason that I don't want to use it is because the money is coming completely out of your pocket, as opposed to money that comes from an advertiser or a company for you viewing my videos, which is very easy. So the best way to support the channel is obviously to watch the videos or to watch a little bit of the videos, whatever, if it interests you. If it doesn't interest you, don't be forced to watch it. And also to suggest the things that we can do better so that we get more views, because the views is what is going to pay for the channel. And that's all that I have for all of you, and we're gonna wrap this up. If you have any questions for me, let me know before I wrap this up. Okay, it looks like y'all don't have any questions for me. So on that note, good. Y'all have a great week coming up. Next month, we will be reading. I keep showing it so that you guys can grab your own copies, but I will share it on your. I have my own ebook, so I will share my copy with the guys that don't want to buy their copies themselves. There is no affiliate link, so you have to buy your own book by just searching on Google and buying it. Yeah, I can't. But yeah, this is what we're reading next month so that we can get into talking about saving money, your money or your life. I have read it over the last 2 days. I'm going to give it another read because I really, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. But when we read it next month, I'm going to give you a reading schedule so that it's a reading schedule. There'll be a little bit of an assignment of some keywords you need to write from what you learned from those chapters. It'll be chapter based, and I'll strategically spread out the chapters to cover the whole month so that you do a little bit of reading every day, possibly maybe 30 minutes a day. And that should get us through the whole book. And then at the end of the month, we will go over and talk about the key things that we learned from the book and how we can apply that to our current situation and our current lives. And that will be the gateway to my live stream or recorded video on how to save money. All right. On that note, thank you guys for watching. You have a good one.